safe. Maybe you're just taking a ride up to the mountains to see the leaves, or driving to spend time with the family. Wherever you're headed this fall, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. And we're proud to offer you so much more than a car buying experience. At Subaru of Gwinnett, we extend that saving to our amazing and reliable service department, where you'll get unmatched service and specials you'll love during our fall service event. Visit us on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and let us show you how our family can take care of your family. Or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
3 battlegrounds in one day. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Vice President Kamala Harris visiting Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Fox's Peter Ducey.
The Harris team admitted today it is just a tiny sliver of voters who still have yet to make up their mind. And so they are trying to help voters in blue wall states decide by putting Vice President Harris on stage with Liz Cheney.
The former Republican Congresswoman campaigned against Harris in 2020, but also voted to impeach former President Trump and says she believes Harris will defend the Constitution. Harris calls Trump unserious.
But the consequences of him being president of the United States are brutally serious.
The former president visiting North Carolina in one of the areas hardest hit by Hurricane Helene.
I will slash through every bureaucratic barrier that you're having already and having problems with right now, I understand pretty badly, to help you get back on your feet.
Again, criticizing the FEMA response hours after North Carolina's governor asked that he not share lies or misinformation. Several water systems in western North Carolina still have no water or power. The Biden administration still trying to figure out how classified intelligence about Israel's military planning showed up on public websites.
President Biden is deeply concerned about classified intelligence assessments about Israel's potential retaliation against Iran showing up in the public domain.
That is not supposed to happen, and it's unacceptable when it does.
White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says the Pentagon is investigating. So far, it is not certain if the classified documents were leaked or discovered by hackers. There's also no indication, Kirby says, of additional documents becoming public.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. An hour to the close on Wall Street. A sell-off continues for the Dow, down 378 points. America is listening to Fox News.
If your approach to everyday aches and pains is to mask them, feel better for a few hours only to have the pain return and then repeat the cycle all over again, it's time to try Relief Factor. And the good news is Relief Factor makes that easy. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. Instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it. How? Well, its unique formula of ingredients helps support your body's response to inflammation. Relief Factor was developed by doctors. It's 100% drug-free, and for so many people, the results are game-changing, even life-changing. So give it a try. Right now, their 3-week quick start is just $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. See how in a few weeks or even days, Relief Factor can reduce your pain. When you feel better, life is just better. So don't mask pain. Fight it naturally with Relief Factor.
Yeah, okay, don't look out and find out. Oh, no, sorry, that was wrong way to start. I'm sorry. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How you doing? With Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur with Mr. Pumpkin Headless Man and Mechanical Mangler at the controls. It's Flounder. Yeah, look out the papa. 303. Hello, boys. How's it going? Happy weekend overtime and back to work on a Monday. A lot of things going on. I'm going to lose another hair trigger situation going on here about freaking Marine Corps shortly. And I'm in a quandary because, I've always been supportive of this particular company that is now on my crap list, and there's nothing I can do about it because I'm going to still use them. So, and again, I'm a nobody, I'm a nothing, I'm not even in demographics anymore. I mean, literally, I'm not even in a demographic category of people who are, get an opinion on. Anyway, we'll get to that later. But,
when you go online,
seriously,
to put the year you were born in,
no, they don't.
It's
have
like
that.
spinning the wheel on
Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, no. The patch say what's the one with the
Oh God, what's the Price is Right?
Price is Right.
Yeah.
Zoing,
Both
zoing, zoing. Jeez. Anyway, Pete Davis, Mountains of Macon. What little weekend action there, sir? What's up there with you?
A very nice weekend, but my Monday morning has not gotten off to a good start, Kimmer.
Well, what happened? What do you mean? What started? Not.
I got a cold call. We used to get this with landlines, but on the cell phone, I got a cold call from a salesman this morning trying to sell me a funeral plot and a casket.
A funeral plot and a casket?
Yeah. I mean, that's the last thing I need.
Oh, God, I didn't even want to know where, because I knew it was just, oh, God. Flounder, save me. Anyway, what is that, Headless Horseman? Is that the one there?
Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman,
correct,
of course.
Sir.
In fact, oh, God, I had one of my, oh, God, I'm getting such a tingle. My nipples are hard as a rock right now. I had one of the most tender and completely innocent and astounding, flirty opportunity times in the territory of the Headless Horseman and Sleepy Hollow on my Harley Davidson. Oh my God! I gotta write. Hold on, Headless.
I remember that story. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good story.
and Sleepy Hollow. Oh God! Oh man! She made me feel so good. Oh my God! Anyway, 305, 306. Flounder. In the Den of Darkness in there, sir. And by the way, I keep forgetting. Flounder's not on our video screen thing today.
Oh, sit tight.
Well, okay, no. Yeah, he's good. Now, see what happened is Flounder and I are separated by a glass wall. So but he keeps his lights off in there, and I literally cannot see in the room. I do not know if he's in there or not. Pete will confirm that. So now Flounder has a video camera in there for Pete and I all can see we have a 3-pronged picture on this screen monitor here. So and I keep forgetting to look at the monitor because I can see very clearly. It's bright as day in there on the TV screen. How the hell is that now? In fact, oh my God, can we get there's no way to get a picture of that because the picture will come out and it'll show it light.
It'll show a glare.
Oh my God, if I'm looking, I'm not making this up. I'm looking like 12 feet away through a glass into Flounder Studio.
At the break, I'll come in there and do a video and send it to you.
And then pitch freaking black. I can't see squat in there. I can see a little bit of my reflection off the glass.
When you go to normally a radio studio, you don't want the lights on. It's supposed to be a little more dim and a little darker.
Well, okay.
Now again, I know you're older and you like more old school stuff. And
well, I'll come right back to that in a second. But anyway, so the problem is, I have to my left here on the studio desk, I have the TV monitor, so I can see Flounder quite clearly. But I keep forgetting to look at it, and I just look straight ahead of me, which is him. Now, back in the old days, after I had come out of the Marine Corps and I'd gone to Arizona State, and I was going to graduate school at Michigan State for that summer before I went to graduate school, I was married, and we were living this is up in New England. I was going to Michigan State, and we were living in the Westinghouse family's summer mansion. House sitting for the Westinghouse family in their summer mansion in the Berkshires of New England. And that's where we conceived my daughter, Jennifer. And I got a job for that summer working as a nighttime disc jockey from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., the last hour of which was the, who's that guy from Dallas? H.R. Hunt or RHR News Hour or something like that. This right-wing, supremacist radio hour or whatever. But I was a disc jockey. I played rock. I just played all my favorite songs. I played, of course, it was 1970. 1972, and so I was playing all my favorite songs from the 60s, Beach Boys, stuff like that. And anyway, and now at that point, I kept the studio pretty dark. Because I was playing music and goofing around. But when I'm doing a news show, I've always had the more lights, the better. The brighter it is, because that's the way I go. Now, Flounder, a guy kind of, working things, I can see where you like to kind of be on your own. You're kind of in your own little thing there, which makes sense. But to me, if I don't have the lights bright, I go nuts. Anyway, that was so boring. I'm so sorry. Can we edit that? Oh, my God.
That's a great story.
That's the worst open I've ever done. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I want to go back to my... Oh, and I do have 2 flirting stories. Oh, and by the way, I got pretty good freaking disc. Let's report the phone call there, Pete Davis. This over the weekend, I made my fabulous tuna noodle, my mother's favorite, Shut up. Tuna noodle casserole, and it was freaking delicious. And I put it on that recipe. Shut up. And everything.
Okay. The words hot and tuna should not be in the same sentence. Hot tuna. No.
So I took video of it on Facebook and YouTube, and then I said, I think I know the answer, but if either one of you bastards wants some, let me know, and I'll bring it into work.
You didn't say what it was. It looked like you took Kellogg's cornflakes, poured it in a casserole, and then set it ablaze.
Well, the top part did come out kind of roasty. Well, the problem was, in fact, shall I do I'll do my second flirty story. The second flirty. See, I didn't have any equipment at home. I was going to make it. I didn't have any noodles, and I didn't have a casserole dish. So I go to the store, and so I'm in Publix, and I'm looking in the pasta aisle, and I'm looking at there's a million different pastas, corkscrew things, and Francini and fettuccine and all that kind of guys. And so then I couldn't find noodles, plain old freaking stupid plain flat noodles. We used to have as a kid. I remember. Anyway, so then this lady was pushing her cart, was coming up the aisle, and I looked for a second. I thought, what the hell? She's going to think I'm an idiot. I said, ma'am, I really hate to interrupt you. Can I ask you an actual question? She said, well, sure. And I said, where the heck are the noodles? I said, I said, seriously, those aren't noodles. That's pasta, but it's not noodles. And she said, that I don't know. And I said, but I've never heard of such. So now we're talking about how come they don't have any freaking noodles. And then her daughter comes walking around the side of the aisle too. So we got a mother-daughter situation going here. So I'm having a little fun. We're having a little chit-chat. And finally, there's a guy up on the stool, loading merchandise up about 20 feet away from us. He says, it's an aisle 7.
Did you think about asking him first? Guy works there?
Why would I do that? When there's a girl? and so I go over to aisle 7, which is the international foods. Oh, my God. You can't get egg noodles in American food. You got to go to international food. Your egg noodles.
They're Italian.
What the hell? Well, that's... Actually, I think they're Chinese, but either way. Anyway, so I got to thinking about that. That mother-daughter situation reminded me of the time when...
oh, boy.
Well, a guy at the bar there, it's not necessarily me, and this hot little 50-year-old chick is flirting around and having a good time. Finally touching the guy's arm, and they're flirting around. She gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and he's going nuts and she kind of teases around. She says, "By the way, I know I'm not probably a normal age that you date, but have you ever been interested in a mother-daughter kind of situation?" And he goes, "Oh man, are you serious? Like something from Penthouse Letters or something?" He says, "Well, so anyway, so the guy takes off. She gives him a ride back to her place, right down a little condo about a mile away, and she goes up the alleyway and goes to the door, opens the front door, and calls out, 'Hey, Mom, I got somebody I want you to meet.'" Sorry. Mom,
and I paid attention for that.
I got flounder. Oh my God, I got flounder. I can't.
So I got a cold call this morning. Sales guy called me.
Yeah, sales guy called you. What do you want? Yeah, boy, that's entertainment. I mean, he just honestly, hey, Wiley, see you, baby. It's our friend Wiley works here, and there's also a student full time too. Kind of a cool story. All right, 3:13. It's all right. Give me a break. We'll do that. It's all this stuff coming up, and the Marines and Delta Airlines. You can kiss my foot until I hear a public apology and fire the freakoid sissy Democrat who dared do what he did. Coming up, Kim, Pete, and Flounder, look out. Here we go.
Pro-terrorists, protesters, the unrest is back. This has to be shut down completely.
Oh, the fun of it is that they're so dedicated to Hamas, they had to take 4 months off.
Yes.
Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions. XTRA 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
Hurricane Helene, a chemical plant fire, port strikes, Iranian attacks. These recent events remind us how critical it is to be prepared. While panic buying has led to shortages of some products, True Prep still has inventory on hand, with more arriving soon. Don't wait until disaster strikes. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow. And if you're unsure where to start, True Prep's knowledgeable staff is here to assist. Visit True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, everybody excited about trying to figure out your new health care plan for the family. Raise your, never mind. I don't even have to finish. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? I know jack squat about the maze of health care plans. What's worth it? What about long-term care, stuff like that? But I know who does know, the health insurance doctor. Actually, I got a guy named Steven. He can work with you through the plans, including all that year-round open enrollment and $0 deductibles. How about no copay when you go see your doctor? The health insurance doctor. You can save 60% over that Obama business. Thousands in savings premiums every single year. It's like that nationwide preferred PO something. I don't know what that is, but he sure does. Literally thousands of very happy clients covered and saving money for decades. The health insurance doctor is locally owned. Steven is right here answering your call. And then guess what? When he gets you all fixed up, you don't pay him a nickel. Free service to you. 678-523-0759. The health insurance doctor. Online, healthinsurancedoctor.net. Healthinsurancedoctor.net.
What's up, Atlanta? It's Ben Burnett, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show. Each and every weekend, right here on XTRA 106.3, we unpack all the week's events. We talk about all the issues with a local Atlanta-based flavor. You can catch me each and every weekend, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at noon. If you ever miss an episode, you can go to the podcast park or wherever you download all of your content, and I'll be right there. Thanks for listening to the Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Butler Snow.
Actually, that very nice lady with her daughter looked for me later in the store to see if I did find my egg noodles. And she was very nice and pleasant. And
did you get her number?
I bet I could have kissed her. So there.
No number.
I'll bet you I could have kissed a girl this weekend. Think about that, mister. I mean, not, it's not likely. Willingly? For free? You mean no charge?
No handcuffs involved.
Just smell like a puppy?
Just smell like a cookie.
It's a vanilla fudge. It's a 319. Kimmer Pete Flounder dies at 2007 here. Kid Rock and 5 members of his entourage were arrested after a fight with a guy escalated into a bigger fight with a guy in Atlanta, Georgia. Kid Rock's tour, remember this story? Kid Rock's tour was 2007. Kid Rock's tour bus pulled over by cops after it left the scene. Kid Rock was released after posting a $1,000 bail. He had the #1 album on the American charts at the time, Rock and Roll Jesus, his 11th album release, and the first one to debut at the top of the album chart. Kid Rock at the overnight, what'd you call it? The not 7-Eleven. Waffle House, yeah. 7-Eleven. The Waffle House. Our birthday list includes Manfred Mann, Diddy Do, and Blinded by the Light. Those were huge songs back in the day. Manfred Mann is 84. Holy
good band.
Cow.
He had a good run.
Is that old? That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he was around the 60s.
Yeah, holy smokes. And on this day, speaking of old things in history, on this day in 1879, Thomas Edison perfects his incandescent light bulb at his lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey. His original model that lasted 13 and a half hours was still hot enough to scald the tummy of the kitten he touched with it to check the heat transfer. Yes, this was 76 years after Thomas Edison brutally tortured an elephant to death in the Battle of the Currents trying to beat Westinghouse for the money. Speaking of Westinghouse, the summer of Westinghouse love have procured my daughter Jennifer, as I reported for you. That's it all comes together, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes together. That's what she said. But seriously, 321. Now we got all kinds of news stuff. Pete Davis, let's do a little sports thing. This will be fun. In fact, we got a major holy crap at sports later, but let's do Kirby Smart. Holy crap. And Flounder, we're going to play the Kirby Smart cuts. He's not in there. Oh, my God.
He's there.
He's there. We're going to do the Kirby Smart stuff. And again, I will admit, this weekend I thought, man, they better get their defense squared away because those freaking Texas quarterbacks, whichever one they put, are going to be tearing you apart. So I was nervous about it, but I said, and the other thing was, Pete, am I wrong? Sometimes Georgia just starts off so bad. The first half is a nightmare. And I'm thinking, you can't do that against Texas. So I was a little, I was concerned, but they were dissing Georgia. Everybody was dissing Georgia like crazy. And then, Pete Davis, take it from here, and let's play a little Kirby Smart. And what do you think? And holy cow.
Never underestimate Texas's ability to screw up a big game. They've been doing it since Vince Young beat USC in the championship game. That's what they do, So I'm sorry. They have a history of doing that throughout even that. Georgia went in there, and I had no problem thinking that Georgia could win that, but I didn't think they'd dominate 23-0 at the half.
I couldn't believe it.
The refs set a humongously bad precedent, which the SEC has fined Texas $250,000 for the students throwing the bottles on the field. Delaying the game, and it looked like the referees then got together and changed the call, which screwed Georgia. And frankly, it was the right call. They made the right decision in the end, from what I saw, but still, it was setting a bad precedent that if you throw things on the field when you're mad, that they'll stop and reverse the call.
You get your way.
And that just looked horrible. In fact, Texas, if they do this again and they make the playoffs, they will lose their home game. They will not play at home, even if they should be, if the fans do this again.
Well, don't let them play at all. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a little severe, but what the hell?
It's not the team's fault.
Yeah, I know. You're right. Now, you want to play a little Kirby Smart here? We got a couple different Kirby Smart cuts, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, afterwards, Kirby did not mince words about what had gone on that day.
Flounder, if you will, sir.
Nobody gave us a chance. Your whole network doubted us. Nobody believed us. And then they tried to rob us with calls in this place. And these guys are so resilient. You know what I mean? We talked about intent. What was our intent when we walked on the field? Our intent was not to take pictures, not to do all the superstar stuff. Our intent, our intent was to eat.
To eat. To eat. All right.
Now, what was it? We have another one, too. I love these. They tried to rob us. They tried to rob us.
This is the second one is him at the post-press conference.
Okay, please, if you will.
He just said the guy got it wrong. Or the guy called it on the wrong guy, which it took him a long time to realize that, So it's one of those things that I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not say, so I won't comment because I want to respect the wishes of the SEC office. But I will say that now we've set a precedent that if you throw a bunch of stuff on the field and endanger athletes, that you got a chance to get your call reversed. And that's unfortunate because, to me, that's dangerous. That's not what we want. And that's not criticizing officials. That's what happened.
Boom.
The Georgia people were buttonholing the SEC people on the field right after the game, saying this is BS, and you're going to have to stop this. By the way, Texas has a history of doing this. If you read one of my books, The Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football, or I Love Texas, I Hate Oklahoma, there's stories in the past.
The dogs of the SEC in Texas, no pets.
No, that's not. That doesn't have that story in that one. But it's the throwing of bottles on the field and stopping games. Texas has a history of this.
Well, anyway, you got a lot more coming up. Holy crap at sports, Pete. I mean, what a weekend for sports too. By the way,
I could go 20 minutes for sports today. There's so much going on: baseball, college football, the Falcons falconing again.
Go as long as you want.
Honestly, I'm totally in favor because between the Falcons and finally the baseball playoffs, here we go. So World
Series,
World Series. So
you got the one you wanted.
Not that I wanted, but still the way
MLB wanted,
as it should be. Yeah, I suppose, but not.
Yeah, Major League Baseball has needed this. They want this, and even though Fox basically doesn't give a damn about the World Series or Major League Baseball, and they proved it again last night by showing a cartoon instead of the game.
I don't get any of that. Fox Sports 1 or something, or
it's just no. It's Fox. Big Fox refuses to air the games. They put them off on FS1, which some people can't get, from what I understand. So you have the two largest markets, New York and L.A., and you Dodgers Mets, and you're saying no, nobody wants to see that. They want to watch a stupid cartoon, which is another one in a long line of unfunny woke cartoons.
Yeah, I don't get it. And again, I think back to the days. I guess it was a long time ago when we used to have our transistor radios and when we were in school in the afternoons, because that's when baseball was played back then, and for even World Series and everything else. And if we were good, the teacher would let us listen to the game. And then as soon as we got home, and it's just, and nowadays, good Lord, it's just. I
told the bus driver to speed up so you could jump off and run in and watch the end of the game.
That's right. Good grief.
The NFL would put this. Now, MLB is not as powerful as the NFL, but if you had a real commissioner.
Well, Manfred, Manfred Mann, all right, God.
Please.
Has he got a lifetime contract? Is this a time thing, or do you even know?
No, every few years he comes up for another. I don't know how they can re-up him after this last thing. The ridiculous thing he did by pulling the All-Star game out of Atlanta here and putting it in Denver, and Colorado had worse voting laws than we did, and it was just ridiculous.
It's all nonsense. 327, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, I've been avoiding, it's not true. I've not been avoiding it at all. I've been anxious about this next story. And you're going to hear from a reporter in the San Francisco Bay Area. I believe her name is Jocelyn Moran probably. And she came up with a story, and we saw it this weekend, got some more information on it, about a woman named Catherine Banks, who was in the United States Marine Corps for 22 years. And she was on board a Delta flight at San Francisco International Airport to go visit her family a few days ago. And she wore her dark gray outfit and sat in her extra leg room seat, for which she paid extra money. Miss Banks, the 22-year veteran of the United States Marines, had a shirt on that read, "Do not give in to the war within. End veteran suicide." Flounder, if you would pick up the story as she describes what happened next on the Delta flight on the ground.
A male flight attendant was saying, ma'am. And I was looking around like, who's he talking to? And it was me. And he said, you need to get off the plane. And I was like, what did I do? He said, that shirt you're wearing is threatening. I said, are you kidding me? I'm a Marine Corps vet. I'm going to go see my Marine sister who's survived 22 years in the Marine Corps, right? And 15 years working for the Air Force. And I'm going to visit her. And he said, I don't care about your service, and I don't care about her service. That shirt you're wearing, the only way you're going to get back on the plane if you take it off right now. I turned around, and so he couldn't see the front of me, and took the shirt off and put the sweatshirt on. It was giving me anxiety. I'm sorry.
She tells us she was allowed back on the plane, but not allowed to sit in the extra legroom seat she paid extra for. Instead, she was told to sit in the back of the plane. The flight was delayed, and she missed her connecting flight. On its website, Delta's contract of carriage says it may remove passengers from the aircraft, quote, when the passenger's conduct, attire, hygiene, or odor creates an unreasonable risk of offense or annoyance to other passengers.
Again, that's reporter Jocelyn Moran. So they... I mean, I don't have the freaking words. Oh, check this out. Here's what Delta said. Quote, the matter with a... Okay, first of all, tell me if you think this is appropriate for what happened and the reaction. Okay, quote, the matter with a customer has been resolved. We appreciate her patience as we continue to work to understand what occurred during this event. More importantly, we are thankful for her service to our country. I didn't hear a freaking I'm sorry in there, and I didn't hear this thing that this fairy sissy Democrat bastard's been fired. Holy crap, are you kidding me? I don't care about your service. A woman Marine for 22 years? Do you have any idea the commitment it would take for a female to be a lifer in the Marines? Holy crap, you have no freaking idea what woman had to do for her country. Holy crap. And I didn't hear a freaking apology in here. We appreciate her patience and matter's been resolved. My ass. She missed her flight. She paid for a thing she didn't get. And I assume that little fairy has still got a freaking job. How come? Oh my God, I just can't freaking believe it. And I'll tell you another thing. I'm in a freaking quandary now because I've only fly Delta since I came here in 1972. They had the better schedules. They had my timing. Everything was right for us. So I fly Delta. They've already been great. I've never had a problem. It's been fine. And I'm so freaking angry about it that I'm screwed because I got no other choice. Once every 2 years, I make an airline flight, and it's probably going to be Delta again. And now I have to scream about this. I'm not forgetting you, you bastards. You dirty, rotten, stinking, coward Delta bastards. How about a freaking apology? How about somebody coming up and say, boy, that guy was a freaking idiot. How dare he insult the United States Marine Corps? And by the way, he's fired. This is bullcrap. Freaking Delta, you rotten, fairy, pansy, weakling cowards. 331. God almighty. Shame on you.
All wealth in this country is owned by individuals, not by corporations. All wealth is held by individuals.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel Blowers. The weather has changed and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the leaves this fall with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make the fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Looking for bold discussions on vital issues? Tune in to The Janelle King Show every Saturday at 3 p.m. with an encore episode every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on XTRA 106.3, where we dive into kitchen table topics that are essential for a strong republic. Don't miss an episode, but if you do, it's all good because we have new podcasts that drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking conversations.
Okay, everybody excited about trying to figure out your new health care plan for the family. Raise your, never mind. I don't even have to finish. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? I know jack squat about the maze of health care plans. What's worth it? What about long-term care stuff like that? But I know who does know, the health insurance doctor. Actually, I got a guy named Steven. He can work with you through the plans, including all that year-round open enrollment and $0 deductibles. How about no copay when you go see your doctor? The health insurance doctor. You can save 60% over that Obama business. Thousands in savings premiums every single year. It's like that nationwide preferred PO something. I don't know what that is, but he sure does. Literally thousands of very happy clients covered and saving money for decades. The health insurance doctor is locally owned. Steven is right here answering your call. And then guess what? When he gets you all fixed up, you don't pay him a nickel. Free service to you. 678-523-0759. The health insurance doctor. Online, healthinsurancedoctor.net. Healthinsurancedoctor.net. There we go. My late brother's favorite singing group was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. What a great name, by the way. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Well, on this day...
Well, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Kid Rock here.
We switched up, wait a minute.
No, you're on the...
Oh, did I already miss one? No, we did Kid Rock 2007 when he got arrested in the fight. And this was going to be Sandy West. In the 2006.
Well, I was way off, huh? Jeez. I don't even remember that.
Oh, you don't remember we talked about Kid Rock?
No, I was actually right as we were, I shouldn't be saying this, right when we did that, I got a call. I'm dealing with my closing this week for the house, and I got a call, so I was able to...
Do that first. No,
we're good now. All is well.
Okay, well, anything involving your wife, or sorry, your soon-to-be wife or marriage stuff or your house stuff always takes priority. I do not care about that. Sorry, now is this Sandy West?
Yeah. This is the Runaways.
I have no idea. This day, 2006, musician, singer, songwriter, and drummer Sandy West passed away. He was a founding member with Joan Jett of the all-girl group The Runaways, hailed by fans and critics alike to be one of the most groundbreaking drummers in rock and roll history. Sandy West. I'd never heard. Now, you guys know things like rock and roll drummer. Who's the best rock and roll drummers? You guys probably know the top three.
Top three?
I think
Phil Collins?
You have Keith Moon, John Bonham, Neil Peart. Those are three that...
I would throw Stuart Copeland in there from The Police.
Carmen Peachy or Peace.
There's a guy named Danny Carey from a band called Tool that's really good.
I've heard of three of those. Sorry, seriously.
Pretty good. 3 out of 5.
Not bad. 3 out of that's not bad. Let's see, what do we got here? Elvin Bishop is 82 years old. He's been fooled around and fell in love back from the 70s, I believe. Elvin Bishop is 82 years old. And
Elvin Bishop sitting on a bale of hay. He ain't good looking, but he sure can play.
On this day in 1917, the American Army's 1st Division training in France, I might have mispronounced that. The Army's 1st Division training in France becomes the first American unit to see action on the front lines in World War I on this day in 1917. Same day in 1967, tens of thousands of protesters shut down Washington, D.C. for 2 days, demanding an end to the Vietnam War. And same day in 1983, the Pentagon says enough is enough and sent 2,000 Marines to Grenada to protect the Americans living and studying there. Those lousy Marines. They were not allowed on any Delta flights trying to get there because Delta said, well, Marines, you dirtbags, we don't want anything to do with you freak. And by the way, how come Delta didn't not only fire that scumbag who disrespected the whole freaking United States Marine Corps and was ever served in the military, how come they didn't give that woman a lifetime pass to fly first class anywhere and anytime she wants? I'm sure, You know what? Delta Airlines, you owe that woman a hell of a lot more than an explanation. Give her a freaking lifetime pass for anything she wants. In fact, when she wants to make a flight, you have one of your freaking chauffeurs, one of your freaking CFOs, freaking Black Lives Matter guys that spent $20 million for Black Lives Matter. How about buying her a freaking personal chauffeur? So whenever she wants to make an airline flight, she calls your personal cell phone and says, I think I'll go to Jackson, Mississippi for a while, so I'd like you to pick me up at the house to get my ticket and drive me to the freaking airplane and put me on the freaking plane with a private freaking gate and then leave me alone. How about that? There's a good idea. How about that?
If this story is true, you got to question why he gave her seat away while she was changing clothes. Did he have a friend or somebody he would rather have in the extra legroom seat? There's no reason that she lost her seat that she had paid extra for. That's the one thing I don't get, besides all the craziness of the rest of it. If what he said is true, what she said that he said is true, he not only should be fired, but where's the explanation in the apology why she lost her seat?
Yeah, exactly. There is none. Again, the Delta Airlines, you heard the story.
And if you're offended by that T-shirt,
oh, my God. And for the record, I was going to mention this, and I forgot. I got so freaking upset about it. Again, this is a woman spent 22 years in the Marines. Catherine Banks. We're going to do this every hour, by the way, in case you missed it. I'm sorry. I'm personal about this. But, honest to God, I was telling Flounder, all of a sudden, it's been 56 years since I was in Vietnam. 56 years. And for some reason, anyway, so this woman, her T-shirt, she's a 22-year Marine veteran, and her T-shirt said, "Do not give in to the war within, end veteran suicide." That was it. That's what it said. The male flight attendant made her change it and gave away her seat. And it's just, by the way, for the record, how about this? 30,000 for 20 years since 9/11, basically. Let's go 20 years. 30,000 active duty personnel and veterans who served in the military after 9/11, 30,000 have committed suicide. In the same 20 years, 7,000 were killed in combat. 30,000 suicides, 7,000 in combat. Anyway, this woman said, "I feel like they took my soul away. I'm not a bad person. That T-shirt should be allowed to support myself and other veterans." And by the way, for the record, the T-shirt, I'm going to find it. I got it here in a second. The T-shirt is, oh crap, I hate when I do this. I've got the T-shirt. I know, I swear to God, it's in here. Don't care. T-shirt is, here we go. The T-shirt is sold by the Till, T-I-L, Till Valhalla Project. Till Valhalla Project, as part of the 22 a day collection, which brings awareness to the estimated 22 veterans who kill themselves every day. But you wouldn't want to offend anybody on the Delta freaking ferry freaking stewardess staff now, would we? Especially those guys with a swinging swagger stick who'd rather be a freaking girl. Dirty, rotten. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't freaking believe it. I swear to God. Nobody cares. This is unbelievable. It's just, who cares? Screw it.
This government shows all the time. Nobody cares about the veterans. Jesus. Nobody cares about the veterans. You're right.
All right, let's move on. I'm sorry.
You care about illegals, though. Murderers, rapists.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you care about them.
Oh, sure. Okie doke. The Donald Trump story at the McDonald's. Honest to God, I love this story. There's about 50 million things about this story that are absolutely wonderful. First of all, can you imagine?
You know what the best thing is?
Say it.
The best thing is he got all of the ice cream machines to work.
That's never happened. They're always busted. But
never.
Look at the video. Here's Donald Trump, former president of the United States, been convicted of 34 felonies and all the things they're calling Hitler and everything but a ham sandwich. And here he is at McDonald's with his little apron on, waving outside the window to all the people. It's the funniest thing you ever saw, just having fun, relating to the people. They are loving it. It's just freaking fantastic. You'll hear, since if you didn't hear the soundbite, we'll play here a couple of them here in a second. But now, of course, the vice president's side piece and her staff are saying, "Oh, it was a photo op. It was a photo op." Well, okay. During a presidential campaign, I would say that all candidates in the history of the world do as many photo ops as possible. What do you mean, of course it was a photo op, you Nimrod? What are you talking about? Everything you do is a freaking photo op. You're stupid. I can't believe it. Anyway, the guy, they shot him once in the face and tried to kill him a second time. And so now Harris people are saying, well, these it's a staged, mannish thing. Holding the fry basket, shoveling fries into the signature red cardboard cartoon cutout, and the Harris campaign. Let's see. We see today Donald Trump showed exactly what we would see in a second Trump term, exploiting working people for his own personal gain. They think he took the money. They think Trump left the money in his pocket for personal gain. My God, man, this is freaking hysterical. So J.D. Vance, and by the way, my first impression about this whole thing has been, and now we have to, it's got to come forward. If the media doesn't demand the following statement and to come true, then they're falling even worse than we thought. Why don't the media demand that she take us back for a little reunion tour of the place where she worked at McDonald's? I know she remembers it. She talked about the fry machine and the ice cream. Yeah. I mean, have her go back and do a freaking reunion at the place where she worked 20 years, whatever it was, 40 years ago or whatever. I mean, come on. It's perfect. I mean, and if she can't, ta-da! I mean, my God.
Where's her former co-workers coming out saying she was a great worker?
Yeah, exactly. Don't you think there would be, when my daughter Jennifer got her first job working as a cashier at a grocery store, you don't think I was in line taking pictures of her with her first job? Come on.
You weren't.
The hell I was. I was right there, and I made everybody know it, too.
How embarrassing.
Exactly. If you can't embarrass your kids, you're not doing it right.
That's your job.
But again, where are the people who worked with her defending her? Seriously. And why wouldn't you? Boy, and honestly, she would shut up all this talk if she did it. If it's real and it was true, she could end it all by just going back to where it was.
Well, not only that, if the media was really doing their job, they would already be fact-checking this and doing their job and looking back to see and pointing it out.
They'd be demanding it. In fact, they did investigate McDonald's. McDonald's has no record of ever working at McDonald's. Hey, boys. How's it going? I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, let's play Donald Trump. Here we go. Let's play, hold on a second, Flounder. Let's play cut number 4 when one of the really, really fun lady and her family going through in the drive-thru. Number 4, sir.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Pictures of it. Hello, everybody.
You can take this, right?
And you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank you. Mr. President, please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it good.
Please.
We're going to make it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr. President.
Of Trump.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you over there. Have a good time.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you. Bye, darling. Have a good time. Thank you.
He just had so much fun. But you'll hear some more from Donald Trump coming up here shortly. Also, working as a kid, my God, the whole world's gone crazy. Not only that, man, we got so much coming over. Kimmer Pete Flounder, Flounder's Funnies, Holy Crap at Sports, Pete's Tweets, and it's all We Are Monday on 106.3. Look out.
The Fan and Extra 106.3 are proud to salute all those who've served our great nation at our 2024 Veterans Day Golf Classic. Friday, November 8th at Heritage Golf Links. Join all your favorite fan and extra personalities for a day of golf, prizes, and fun, all benefiting our friends at the Warrior Alliance. Special thanks to Georgia Power, Harris Cherokee Casino, Corona, Scana Energy, Window Traditions, Two-Way Radio Gear, Panther Plumbing, and Zero FG Energy Drink.
Wow. Hello. No, it's only me. Seriously, 347. I'm sorry. I'm a freaking wreck. But I'll be better because I'm safe with Atlanta Safe House. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's not really a transition, but Atlanta Safe House. I love these guys. Don't forget Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer Safes, where, when I had them, when I was up here for, I went to Florida like an idiot and lost my medical records because I didn't have my safes down there. Don't be like the Kimmer. They can bolt them from the inside of your concrete basement or garage or whatever. And by the way, when they deliver, Atlanta Safe House only uses the people you can trust in your home or office building or wherever. Jeff and Mark Mark makes sure it's off-duty police and firefighters and military people because that's the way they feel. Talk about patriots. These people, they don't give away your secret master code stuff. I mean, they protect your freaking rights. Not only protecting your stuff from a flood and fires and hurricanes or anything that could happen. Take it from the Kimmer. If you don't have it, it's going to cost you like it cost me with a VA. That's the way it goes. It's my fault. Tough luck. This is Gun Safe Month. You're going to save hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Don't forget rebates. And there are more gun sales these days than ever. Time for that beautiful pistol safe. If you haven't seen it, check it out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. Better yet, they have a showroom in Ackworth off Industrial Boulevard, and they love it when you stop in just to say howdy. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Salute these guys, Jeff, Mark, and the whole team, protecting your rights and your stuff. atlantasafehouse.com.
The Upper Deck Golf Experience is coming to Truist Park November 21st through the 23rd. Upper Deck golf events let fans play a round of golf throughout Truist Park, from the upper decks down to custom greens on the field below, all while enjoying great music, cold drinks, delicious food, and multiple golfing challenges. With tee times ranging from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., there's a slot that can fit your schedule. Book your tee time today at braves.com/upperdeck.
Hey, it's Megan Poole with Southern Exteriors, and it's fall, y'all, and those leaves are starting to drop. Now it's time to get your home ready with Southern Exteriors. Whether it's cleaning out your gutters, adding gutter covers, or both, Southern Exteriors has got you covered. Plus, with any gutter cleaning job, you'll get a free roof inspection, so don't wait. Call Southern Exteriors today at 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they are not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes. And that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
All right, look out. Here we go.
Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody.
This is a weird little mix right here you got going. Flounder, Kimmer, and Pete Davis. 1989 Jive Bunny and the Master Mixes. They had their second British #1 single with That's What I Like. It was the theme from Hawaii Five-0, and the hook was Let's Twist Again, Let's Dance, Great Balls of Fire, and the Twist. Jive Bunny, 1989.
I tell you what, the best version of Hawaii Five-0 is Sammy Davis Jr.
I don't think I know that song. Sammy Davis Jr., the actual song singing Hawaii Five-0?
Yeah. There's lyrics.
You know, that's the other thing. I guess I don't remember.
Yeah. and they're as bad as you think they would be.
If you're going to the island, you don't want to get in trouble.
If you need me, babe, I'll be there. Just call me. Just call me, babe. I'll be there. I got it on my phone if you want to hear it. Can you find it, Flounder?
Yeah, right here.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Sammy Davis Jr.
If you get in trouble, bring it home to me.
Hey, where y'all from?
Whether I am near you or across the sea.
Welcome to the Holiday Inn Saturday Night Special. Hey.
I will think of something to do.
I will think of something to do?
Look out for you.
I'll be on the lookout.
Find you can count on me.
I will find you. You can count on me. Holy mackerel.
And don't you let them get you up against the wall.
Oh, my God.
I'll be there.
Oh, that's freaking hysterical. Well done there, Flounder.
Play in the Blue Room here at the Ramada in Des Moines all night.
My God. 3:53. By the way, this is National Pets for Veterans Day. Although not at Delta Airlines, National Pets for Delta Airlines. If you have your pet in the cargo, unbeknownst to you, they throw them out the plane when they get to 30,000 feet because for cargo things they don't really like pets for veterans. If you're a veteran's pet, if you're a regular pet, they'll do it, but they won't kill you, pet, if you're not a veteran. And on this day in history, 1972, Chuck Berry's first #1 record. My Ding-a-ling. Okay, I'm surprised that song even got played. All right, 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. I still don't know why Delta hasn't given that Marine woman veteran a free pass forever. What is she, 90? I mean, she was in the Marines for 22 years and then spent 15 years working for the Air Force or something. She's got to be 70.
40s or 50s.
Well,
she was looked like 40s or 50s.
Anyway, so whatever. Okay, back to Donald Trump. He was doing the fry thing at McDonald's in Pennsylvania. And by the way, he said, I love McDonald's. Everybody knows that. He said, it's a great franchise. Look at the crowd over there. Look at how happy everybody is. They're happy because they want hope. And, remember when Biden came in and said, boy, anybody who says anything bad in my administration is going to get fired. We don't believe in nasty talk or calling people names or any of that kind of stuff. This administration from the top down has been the most vicious, hate-filled, racist, race-baiting, divisive political group in the history of the country. No one's ever been as bad as this. In fact, and Donald Trump, she's got Vice President Sidepiece has got to go back to the scene of where she used to work for the company. But here once again, Donald Trump bragging about his service at McDonald's over the weekend. Cut number 5 there, Flounder, if you will.
Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now versus...
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that? Will it be put on your resume?
Worked at McDonald's.
Why would she lie about that?
Why? Because she's lying, Kamala. That's why.
Yeah, they called this the October Serp Fries. Surprise Serp Fries. I think October Serp Fries. And by the way, people said 1,000 people lined up this in Lower Southampton, whatever township. Hail to the chief. He says, I'll take whatever he gives me. Love him or hate him. I feel really cool to see this moment in history. Mr. President, thank you for taking a bullet for us. You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you. Wow. Thank you, Mr. President. He even gave the press some French fries and stuff. And of course, the leftist media saying, oh, Hitler worked the fry machine over the weekend. It shows Hitler's trying to get the little... Please. Unfreaking believable. Flounder's Funnies here with the Kimber P. What do you got for Nucky's Hoagies? What do you got there, sir?
When you go to war, man, that's the one time when you really have to, appreciate rednecks, though. No, you know why? Because rednecks, they're like the one group of people that actually want to go to war. Everybody else tries to get out of it. Like, rich people never go to war. You ask a college kid if he wants to go to war. He's just like, I'm taking this sociology class. And I think war is, really stupid. My roommate's, half Afghanis. That's going to cause some static. You ask a redneck if he wants to go to war. He's just like, hell yeah! Absolutely, I'm ready right now. You just point the direction, buddy. I'm ready to do this. No, they're frightening people, but you got to utilize them. Seriously, you want to scare the enemy, okay? And rednecks are like America's pit bulls. They should just sedate those people, drop them off in Afghanistan, just let them run wild. Just be like, dude, just go do everything you ever dreamed of doing. Just go crazy. Have one of your friends play the banjo, it'll scare the hell out of them. Seriously, you wouldn't want to draft a guy like me. I'm a comedian, I'm useless. I'm a coward, I don't like confrontations. You draft a redneck, not only is that dude a psycho, he'll actually save you money. Those guys show up to the army, you're like, here's your M16. They're like, I already got one. I got some stuff in the trunk you ain't ever seen before, buddy. I went on the internet, got me some of that surface to air stuff, took it out hunting, got me a moose and a duck at the same time. I didn't even see the duck. Duck was over her. I'm aiming at the moose. Duck's over her. That's my peripheral. Over her. And the shot went up the moose's ass, and the shrapnel from his antler hit the duck. Duck came down. It's the best damn duck ever, right?
That's our friend Bill Burr.
The one and only.
Oh,
it's a unique one.
Just a freaking classic. 358. By the way, Donald Trump had a lot of fun at the Jets-Steelers game after he did his McDonald's thing, and people are started shouting, USA, USA. A woman ran on the field in the third quarter carrying a sign, and it read, Trump secure border, Carmella open border. The woman was quickly escorted off the field by securities, and Carmella's side piece had her killed. An incredible story. Apparently had her murdered. The candidate rallied with the Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I said that.
No, sorry, I was.
Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
15 days to Election Day. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Those chants a short time ago at a Trump rally in Greenville, North Carolina.
And I'd like to begin by asking a question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not even close.
Earlier, he visited the Asheville region, hard hit by Hurricane Helene, saying he supports Congress being called back to vote on more disaster aid and pledging to cut red tape for rebuilding if he's elected. Vice President Kamala Harris just telling a Michigan campaign event she did work at McDonald's after Trump worked a fry machine at a drive-thru over the weekend as he accuses Harris of lying. Earlier in Pennsylvania, Harris calls for being clear-eyed about this moment, including the housing shortage.
As a devout public servant, I also know the limitations of government. I want to work with the private sector. I have in my career the skills, the breadth, the depth of value in those active partnerships benefit us all.
She is also heading to Wisconsin, appearing with former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney in all three of those so-called blue wall battleground states today. President Biden sending Secretary of State Antony Blinken back to the Middle East in a renewed ceasefire effort after Israel killed the leader of Hamas in Gaza.
We do want to de-escalate the tensions and also obviously provide that lasting stability.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, as Israel launches more airstrikes in Lebanon targeting Hezbollah. Meantime, Iran's mission to the UN warning the U.S. will bear full responsibility for inciting and enabling any acts of aggression by Israel against Iran after President Biden said recently he has an understanding of how and when Israel will respond to an Iranian missile attack. Mixed finish on Wall Street, the Dow down 344. America's listening to Fox News.
If your approach to everyday aches and pains is to mask them, feel better for a few hours only to have the pain return and then repeat the cycle all over again, it's time to try Relief Factor. And the good news is, Relief Factor makes that easy. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. Instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it. How? Well, its unique formula of ingredients helps support your body's response to inflammation. Relief Factor was developed by doctors. It's 100% drug-free, and for so many people, the results are game-changing, even life-changing. So give it a try. Right now, their 3-week quick start is just $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. See how in a few weeks or even days, Relief Factor can reduce your pain. When you feel better, life is just better. So don't mask pain. Fight it naturally with Relief Factor.
Oh, my. All right, here we go. The Who. Da-da-da. I kind of like when they do that.
But the drum roll?
Yeah. Well, no, but it's more than that.
Great.
It's a whole wave coming up.
The drum fill.
Yeah, it's
one of the greatest drug intros of all time.
So let's try. Founder, I screwed up. Let's do it again, and I won't say a word, and we'll just let this first part play because it's not just a drum roll; it's a real wave that catches you in it. Okay, I'm sorry, and here we go. What an intro. 1978, Keith Moon played his last show with The Who at the end of the North American tour at Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto. September 7th, 1978, Moon died of an overdose of a sedative that had been prescribed to prevent seizures induced by withdrawal from alcohol. God, the treatment killed him. Keith Moon. It's 4:04. Our birthday list includes Charlotte Caffrey. I don't know who this is, 71, but I can tell you what she does and known for. Charlotte Caffrey, 71, is Go-Go's guitarist who wrote We Got the Beat. So she gets a little credit there for something.
We Got the
Beat. I used to like the Go-Go's. What was the other one?
Go-Go's are great.
Yeah, and what was the other one? No, We Got the Beat.
Bangles. They had several. Head Over Heels.
Yeah. And I like the Bangles, too. The
Vacation.
Bangles had a couple of good songs I really like, too. I like most girl groups, actually, as it turns out. Let's see, on this day in history, thank you. 2003, I almost kissed a girl this. I'll bet you I could have, if I'd have tried, I'll bet you I could have kissed a girl this weekend. I swear to you, I'm not making it up. I didn't even tell you my real true flirt story, or the second one, after the casserole dish. Well, anyway, maybe one day.
Well, after the first one, we're still riveting. I don't know if we could take a second one. Might want to spread those out a couple
of days. Ease the tension. And I'm still having a great memory of the one with the Sleepy Hollow girl. My Harley. Anyway, 2003, a guy named Kirk Jones became the first official person to survive going over Niagara Falls without any safety device. And they arrested him and charged him with performing an illegal stunt in 2003, Niagara Falls. People had gone over before, but they had some, like special things to save their lives or something. Anyway, 4:06, how's it going? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 4 o'clock hour, brought to you by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer Safes. You need a safe, silly. Don't be like the Kimmer idiot, lost his stuff on it in my safe house. So anyway, they have a showroom in Ackworth, and on the web, it's atlantasafehouse.com.
I just sent you a Fox story you might want to gaze at there.
All right, sir. I've turned down my phone, so I didn't know that you had sent me a massage. They caught him, and we knew this was true. All right, I'm going to read it out loud. Okay, hold on a second. We knew this was true, you dirty, rotten, stinking snakes. Let me just read the headline here. Have a little fun here for a second. Nathan Wade, he's the one who was stooping the uppity schmuppity Fanny the Floozy DA of Fulton County. Nathan Wade admitted to multiple White House meetings during Trump Georgia probe, transcript suggests. Nathan Wade met with We got a little musical accompaniment. I like it. Met with Biden administration staff at least 2 occasions during DA Fannie the Floozy's probe into Donald Trump. He was interviewed by the committee staff last week. Jim Jordan finding out more about the prosecution of the former president, indicted them stuff. Wade did not disclose it. Oh, this is interesting. The grand jury indicted Trump and allies on trying to overturn the election, as you recall, in Georgia, the election results in Georgia. Wade did not disclose the details of his supposed meetings with White House representatives, including if they were even in person or remote. He said there were invoices and records that indicated discussions occurred. Well, you rotten snake. The transcript shows he asked about invoice indicating travel to Athens, conference with White House counsel. Oh, conference with White House counsel? That would mean there was a conference with White House counsel, they asked him. He said, travel to Athens represented a separate thought. So, if you billed for a conference with White House counsel, would that have occurred? He challenged, if I billed for a conference, oh God, these freaking lawyers, oh my God, if there's not enough reason to hate these bastards. If I billed for a conference with White House counsel, this document doesn't say that conference with White House counsel happened in Athens. That's not what that says. Pressed again on whether the reference to White House counsel meant he billed for a conference with such an official, he said yes. Then he said he didn't recall details of the meeting. Oh, you don't remember what I said or anything. No, I don't remember what it was about. Probably, golf or chicks. He didn't recall. Even better, he didn't recall who was there or how he got there. So. Or who was involved in setting up the meeting in the first place. And then when asked if you billed for it, you billed 8 hours for interview with D.C. White House. It's safe to assume that you would have taken part of the interview. Wade replied, yes, ma'am. The transcript doesn't indicate what the messages were about, including whether they even related to Trump. And he says, I have no specific memory. Oh, my God. The invoices didn't signify whether the meetings were about the Trump White House or the Biden White House. Oh, please. Whether he met with current White House employees, including prosecutors who wanted to interview him about Mark Meadows. Wade didn't know if dozens of times throughout the course of the interview said, I just don't recall. I don't recall. That's the Hillary famous thing. I just don't recall. I'm so sorry. Oh, you rotten, dirty snakes. One of Trump's co-defendants has sued Willis and Wade to be disqualified. The judge is he's going to stay in the case if they kicked Wade off, which they did. Oh, my God. I mean, my friends, this is your America. This is, talk. And again, here's the party that was going to be against any kind of bad talking. Here's the party that's supposedly trying to save our democracy by going after the political opponent to keep people from voting for one of only 2 people in the race for president. Saving our democracy, which is, of course, not a democracy. It's a republic. But still, I mean, the very nerve of these people, they just got caught again deliberately lying and sneaking and cheating, using the White House to try to make sure that Donald Trump goes to prison.
Yep.
Jeez.
Incarcerating their political opponents, exactly what she's claiming that Trump will do. And hopefully he will do it when he gets back in there.
So okay, again, quickly to review it. Again, they all thought this was all conspiracy talk. This party has been caught deliberately trying to prevent their opponent from being part of the political process. They are the party that wants a national censor. They just started talking about this again. The First Amendment's out of touch with Americans' current society. There has to be some kind of censor for misinformation. So this is the party of censorship. This is the party of the one-party rule where you don't get to have a political opponent, which they want to put in jail and want to have murdered. They still are calling him a danger to America. And this is the party that doesn't want any bad talk. They're calling him everything. They're calling him a Nazi, Hitler.
More bad news here, too. Babylon B reporting. Trump forced to cancel campaign rallies for the next 2 weeks. His time off request denied by McDonald's manager.
Now, did I just hear that she says that I did work at McDonald's, darling. I did work at McDonald's.
Here's the latest. The Daily Mail has a story. McDonald's says they don't have all the records from the 1980s for every employee. She claims she worked as a freshman when she was going to school in Alameda County. But she never puts that on any resume that she worked there. There's no pay stubs to prove it. There's no photos of her working there at McDonald's. She has absolutely zero proof that she ever worked there.
Also,
and McDonald's says, well, she may have, she may not. We don't have records for that area in that time.
And McDonald's also says, we're grateful that she loves McDonald's and has been talking about us. But here's the thing. Seriously, if you were a freshman, was it a freshman in college or high school?
College. College.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were a classmate of Carmela Sidepiece in college as a freshman, wouldn't you, or if you worked at McDonald's when Carmela was working there as a college student, and today she's the vice president of the United States running for president, and the issue is whether she ever worked at McDonald's, you mean to tell me there's not one person who worked with her at McDonald's who wouldn't be screaming, coming forward, saying, oh my God, I remember her very well. We used to work the fry machine together. Anybody? Nobody? Anybody?
They can't find anybody, according to Daily Mail, that the campaign or them cannot find anybody. In fact, when they went to that McDonald's there in Alameda, California, the employees said, we have been sworn to secrecy not to talk about her.
Well, there you are. Because she's lying again. How is it seriously, there's no way that if you worked with that woman when she was in college at McDonald's and now she's saying she worked there, you'd be screaming. You'd be holding news conversations saying, oh my God, I remember her. We had a lot of fun together.
Remember when Reagan,
oh my God.
when Reagan was a lifeguard and you had the people from that little town that came out and said, oh, he was a great guy. Well, you know.
God. Oh, man. Anyway, we got, we haven't even started. We got stuff. We got Pete's tweets and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, 4:13.
We also have, real quick, we got to grab Rick the Painter.
Rick the Painter's on the radio. Happy Monday, Rick. What's going on, my friend? What's up?
Hey, happy Monday, Brother Kimmer. Hey, I would like to follow up with that political stuff, but I didn't call and I didn't tell Kim, the Flounder I was talking about that, so I don't want to.
That's all right. Say whatever you want.
I left y'all with a one-liner last week in the robot that changed sex, the transformer.
Yeah.
I was working on my one-liners this weekend.
Okay.
And I might need some help with this one, and I hope that the YouTube mafia don't come after me for this.
Okay.
But I'm working on my one-liners, and have I told you the joke about the bed?
The bed? I don't think you've told me the joke about the bed. I don't think so.
So that's because I haven't made it up yet.
Haven't made it up yet, ladies and gentlemen. The best you haven't met. Rick the Painter, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, you know, you don't get this everywhere. You just don't.
Can he get a phone not made in Romania?
Well, no, I'm afraid he's doing the orange juice can with a string. Did you ever do that as a kid? We did. Swear to God, it works. 4:14. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's freaking Monday. Give me a break. Look, here we go.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I guess you could call this the end of an era. The last full-size Kmart in the United States is closing, gone. In the meantime, Walmart is flourishing, and this gives me a chance to address CEO pay. How? Well, why did Kmart fail? Why is Walmart so successful? Not to take anything away from the workers, but they're not the reason. The reason, management. The reason, leadership. The reason, CEOs. And your trusted puddin' stick here actually put some study into this, trying to distract from the upcoming disaster of our presidential election. One basic thing, Kmart went to where the people already were. Walmart went to where the people were going to be. Kmart made bad errors in distribution, in the quality of the goods that they sold, in the pricing, in the marketing. Walmart did all of those things right. And where do you put the blame? Right at the top, management, CEOs, guys and ladies steering the ship. That is why they make the big bucks. So stop whining about it. Tens of thousands of jobs were at stake here. Jobs saved and jobs lost because of the decisions of CEOs. So what if they make so many times more than the average worker makes? They're the reasons that the average workers have these jobs at Walmart and the reasons they don't any longer at Kmart. Too bad we don't have more people in government with those qualifications. FEMA, for instance, but government jobs, the refuge for the marginally qualified. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Jason Albritton here from Southern Exteriors. This holiday season, we're doing something truly special with our Home for the Holidays roof giveaway. Until November 30th, you have the chance to nominate a deserving family in need of a brand new roof just in time for the holidays. Imagine the comfort of knowing a family will enter the holiday season in a safe, secure home. It's more than just a roof. It's a peace of mind and a place to make cherished memories. Let's come together and make a difference. The winner will be announced on December 4th. To learn more, submit your nomination. Visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, where home means more.
It's fall, y'all. And no matter what your family has on the plate, Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. If you're headed to a game, then tailgate in style in the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds everything you need for the tailgate and keeps the most precious cargo, your family, safe. Maybe you're just taking a ride up to the mountains to see the leaves or driving to spend time with the family. Wherever you're headed this fall, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. And we're proud to offer you so much more than a car buying experience. At Subaru of Gwinnett, we extend that saving to our amazing and reliable service department, where you'll get unmatched service and specials you'll love during our fall service event. Visit us on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and let us show you how our family can take care of your family. Or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta Carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, are you paying crazy rates for your health insurance? Call Doug Moore at 770-697-0100. Your health insurance costs shouldn't look like a house payment. Are you tired of having things not covered, like doctor visits, labs, etc.? Doug can help, so call him at 770-697-0100. Doug sells all forms of health insurance. His plans have no deductibles, and you don't have to switch doctors. If you're paying too much for health insurance, Doug can help. He has over 20 years' experience. You can go to his website and request a quote. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net. That's yourchoicehealthplan.net or call his cell phone at 770-697-0100. Doug can make a plan that you will be able to use. Call 770-697-0100 and he can help. Or go to his website to request a quote, yourchoicehealthplan.net, and contact him. Doug says don't fret. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net and he can bring rates down. 770-697-0100.
No, I won't do it. By the way, there's Pete just said a very funny parody that's going around. I don't know if it's going around. It's going around to me. Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire, a parody of The Doors. And it's Carmela being interviewed and so forth. It's pretty funny. And again, I just, I'll talk about it in a second. First, let me take care of our musical thing. Curtis Mayfield, you recognize this voice. 1972. Curtis Mayfield, 4-week #1 run on the album chart with a soundtrack to Superfly. Who was the guy in Superfly? Oh, I can't remember.
Ron
Ely? No, that's a Tarzan. Ah, crap.
That's Tarzan. Ron, not Johnson.
I don't remember. Crap. Anyway.
He was Shaft, though. I'm thinking of Shaft, maybe. So Superfly's maybe different.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. I can see kind of the poster, but I don't. Let's see. This birthday includes Ken Watanabe. Famous Asian actor.
Great actor.
Yeah, been in a lot of really good stuff. I don't think he's ever had a bad role. Ken Watanabe is 65.
Lost Samurai, Inception, everything he does, the Godzilla, everything he does is great.
Classy guy, it seems like to me, too, probably. Boom. On this day in 1797, Old Ironsides is born. The U.S. Navy frigate, the Constitution, christened in Boston Harbor, 1797. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. I was mentioning that parody on President Shiftless and Lazy. By the way, I'm so tired of her freaking whining. They played another at 4 o'clock news. They had her where she says, what we need in America is to have the past forgotten and to do what's right for the American people today. Or God, I'm so and she's whining. Every time I hear that whiny freaking voice, she sounds like the comedian girl who's doing a parody of her. I mean, it's just God, it just makes me freaking cringe. And she never says anything. She's talking about the glory of the people to bring back the Constitution of the people of the democracy. I mean, it's just God. And they're calling him Hitler, and geez. I'm so sick of her. And by the way, speaking of working, now you guys are still the generations where you worked. Flounder, you're in your 40s, but I'll bet you had jobs as a kid, didn't you, or didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
For example,
that was my first job. Well, my first job, I mowed lawns in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Then I worked at a car wash in high school. I worked at a Discovery Zone.
Did you? What were you doing at Discovery Zone? Cool.
I hosted birthday parties for kids.
Oh, my God.
And then I had to work the register and work concessions and stuff like that. So,
cool.
So I definitely, my dad was like, he helped me get my first car because it was my grandmother's car, but I had to, I paid for gas and all that
stuff.
So.
That was my point about earning, discovering money, the value of dollars, and earning. Yeah, exactly. Pete Davis, I know that your folks wouldn't have put up with you just lounging around all summer vacation every year, huh? Sorry. And now in other news,
No,
so you never had to work?
My parents did a great. No, my parents did a great
I know
thing.
what you're going to tell me. This is a great story.
They took us to stay with our grandparents, one on a farm and one in the city, and we split. And for 2 weeks, we stayed in one, and my brother and sister stayed together. I stayed by myself, and then my grandparents would meet in Memphis, and we'd switch and go. One would go to Little Rock, and one would go to Mississippi to the farm, and that's how we spent our summers with our grandparents, and it was a nice experience.
Yeah. Now, were you doing chores on the farm and?
A little bit, but not a lot. I mean, you'd go out and you would help, and you'd follow them around. You wouldn't, milk the cows a little bit, or what I would like to do is I like to spray the poison on the top of the corn plants, which are about thigh high to a kid, and he gets them kind of malar or something like that, which is probably carcinogenic today. And you put them in a mason jar and poke holes in the top of it. Yeah. And my job was walk up and down in 100-degree sun
with poison
for hours at a time, and it was a Zen thing. But I get into a zone doing it, before headphones, before you could listen to music or anything, and put a little dust in the top of the corn. Well, a little dust in the top of the corn for hours.
Hear the plants screaming, could you, when you were killing the...
Yes.
It's like the lobster going in the pot.
I can feel the crunch
hot
of
water.
The hard soil underneath your bare feet as it would crunch.
God. We used to have to work. My first paper route, I was 9. My brother had the big paper route, but there was one part, I know it's route, we all called it route, but there was one part of it in the neighborhood way out the newer parts of the division. It's like 1956 or something. And so everything was new subdivision stuff. So I would get on my bike, and it was probably like 15 houses. But it took me, an hour and a half because it was way out there. So snow, rain, doesn't matter what it was. We had that freaking paper route, man. And I think I made like a quarter or 25 cents a week or something on that. We had to mow lawns, 50 cents. Mow neighborhood lawns. We had to mow the lawn, and then we had to clip by hand with those hand clippers around all the porches and tree stumps, all the grass. The mower wouldn't get. Oh my God, for hours and for 50 cents. And my father would come and check that we did a good job. We worked on not only just summertime, but we had to work on spring vacation and winter vacations. We had to get jobs. part-time working jobs. Our whole lives, we were, even when we were, the country club, when he had 10,000 people working for him at GE building missile systems for the Navy, we had to work. We were never allowed to just sit around, ever. Summer, winter, any vacation, we were working. Oh, my God. We got him back, though. I'm sorry, what's that?
You want to hear something funny? During the news, they mentioned that Liz Cheney is going to, Cheneys are going to Michigan with Kamala.
Yeah.
And a few days ago, Glenn Greenwald joked around saying, why don't you bring Dick Cheney, the architect of the Iraq War, to heavily Muslim Dearborn in Detroit? Well, they're doing it. And he says, I was joking.
You didn't have to listen to me. Oh, my God. By the way, this is freaking hysterical. The person that we all thought that Carmela's side piece was going to pick for her vice presidential candidate was the governor of Pennsylvania, who's Jewish and a white guy, and that would have put her in good stead. But she's married a Jewish white guy, and everybody said, and then all of a sudden she picks False Walls, who's got 3 major things going against him as a slime bag, all involving the military, which should disqualify him immediately. So anyway, now Josh Shapiro, who was passed over, it was Passover for, I'm sorry to bring that up with our Jewish friends. It was probably a bad taste. Anyway, Pennsylvania Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro was on Meet the Press yesterday. And God bless, I should say that, Kristen Welker, our old liberal, hate-filled, Trump-hating friend, actually tried to do something, which I think maybe to make up for the fact that she's such a freaking leftist liberal. On Meet the Press, Kristen Welker said, has Harris done enough to distance herself from President Biden? He said, Kristen, this is Governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. Kristen, I think what's clear is this is a race not between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, but between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And on that, there are clear contrasts. Okay, again, the question was, has she done? Okay, so she goes back. She says, you got to praise her for this. She said, I understand what you're saying, Governor, but polls show more Americans feel as though President Biden's policies have hurt them rather than helped them. So can you name one key policy difference between Vice President Harris and President Biden? How would her administration look different? Answer, quote, I've been really encouraged by the amount of energy that Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, has put into focusing on how she will cut taxes for small businesses, the focus on child care, tax credit expansion, and Welker pressed again. Can you name one policy difference? Quote, well, again, listen, the contrast I'm focused on, Kristen, is between her and Donald Trump, and I think on that it is clearly different. Good grief. Here's the guy representing her. He's her spokesperson. He's her, what do they call it? Not syndicate. What do they call the person representing you. And he can't give one, and he was going to be vice president. And he can't name a single difference between the two of them. 3 different times she tried to get it out of him. Oh, my God. Well, does anybody care? I hope it makes a difference, please. Hey, it's a 4:30 already. Holy cow. 4:30. Can repeat and flounder. Here we go. Look out. Here we go.
The only place to be on election night is right here on XTRA 106.3. Our live commercial-free broadcast starts at 6 p.m. and goes all night until a winner is declared. And we'll have the entire XTRA crew in studio, local and national experts, and your calls live on the air all night. So grab the XTRA 106.3 app now, stream it on YouTube, or just be here live on election night with Atlanta's only conservative voice, XTRA 106.3 FM.
Hey, it's Kimmer. How's it going? 4:30. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. New sponsor, our good friends, the Health Insurance Doctor. Holy crow, is this a great idea? Health insurance, I don't know. Things like PPOs, nationwide preferred things. I don't know what that stuff is. And good grief, if I were like a small business owner, I was self-insured, self-employed. What's COBRA? What does that mean for you? I got stuck with that once with the whole marriage thing. And oh, my God. Bridging to Medicare. I don't know anything about that stuff, but guess who does? The Health Insurance Doctor. That's what you need, really, as a doctor to get you through the health insurance nightmare. I know squat about this stuff, but a guy named Steven is ready to work for you, the health insurance doctor. Things like he has plans to no copay when you see your doctor, $0 deductibles, year-round open enrollment, health insurance doctor saving. It's like 60% savings over Obamacare, whatever the heck that stuff it turned out to be. I don't even know if that's still, is that even still going on? That PPO business, he knows all about that stuff. Literally thousands of very happy clients. Been doing this for decades, covered and saving money. The health insurance doctor, that's the name of it. The health insurance doctor. His name is Steven. Locally owned. Steven's right there answering your phone call. And by the way, when he gets you fixed up, guess what? You don't pay him a nickel. It's a free service to you. Here's a number, 678-523-0759. The Health Insurance Doctor. And on the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net. Healthinsurancedoctor.net.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Listen up. This is David Van Sant from Van Sant Law. I usually use this time on the radio to remind you if you're in an accident to make the right call to Van Sant Law. While this is true, this upcoming election is so important, I just need to speak from the heart and shift the focus from my firm to the future of this great country and urge everyone not only to go vote, but to make the right vote and to cast your ballot for Donald J. Trump 2024 to make America great again. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Paid for by Van Sant Law.
D. Geller & Son Jewelers is celebrating 85 years in Atlanta this month. It's been an honor to be your hometown family jeweler since 1939. Founded as the South's first diamond and jewelry wholesaler, D. Geller & Son brings those quality standards and that unbeatable pricing to the comfort of your neighborhood jewelry store. D. Geller & Son is still 100% family-owned and operated, and we love our community. That's why we have trained jewelers you can trust in every store for professional, reliable service on site. It's why we have Atlanta's best lifetime care plan for free, covering everything from ring sizing to diamond upgrades. And most importantly, it's why we're committed to find or design the perfect piece of jewelry for your most special moments. No matter the budget, you can be confident D. Geller & Son Jewelry is the best quality and value you can find. It's going to last, and they're going to love it. There's no jeweler in Atlanta like D. Geller & Son, and that's why we've been Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939. Come celebrate 85 years with us in Atlanta, Kennesaw, or Sandy Springs, and read our story online at dgeller.com.
Tune into your new favorite show that's redefining the A to Z's of marketing, The Marketing Mad Men. We'll take you behind the scenes of successful campaigns and reveal the strategies that win. We're not just talking about marketing, we're making it happen. From viral content creation to leveraging AI for customer engagement, our experts bring you to the cutting edge of industry. This is your playbook for market dominance. Tune in and transform your approach with actionable tips that could skyrocket your ROI. The Marketing Mad Men every Saturday at 4 p.m. right here on XTRA 106.3.
When I was a little bitty boy, my grandmother bought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling.
I mistakenly mentioned this on my history thing an hour ago or something, like an idiot. I forgot it was on. I didn't see it was on the music list. It's my fault. But this is Chuck Berry, amusing little song, 1972. Now Chuck Berry had been around for a very long time. I think was he in prison, out of prison by then, or back in again? I don't know. He went to prison for something. Anyway, wasn't he spying on chicks with a secret camera in the bathrooms? Yeah, that was not good. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? 72. Chuck Berry, 2-week run at number 1 with My Ding-a-Ling. It was his first and only American number 1 hit in Britain and America, 17 years after his first chart hit.
It was the live version is funnier because he laughs and the crowd's laughing. Yeah. And,
that is. I mean, it's one of the early. Well, not one of the early comedy songs, I guess. Our birthday list. Oh, this is going to be a double whammy. I'll get the second part to the next break. Amber Rose birthday. Amber Rose is 41. Amber Rose is one of Kanye's ex-squeezes. Okay. And we'll have part 2 to that.
A big Trump fan, I think, now, too.
That's what I've heard. And on this day in history, a little showbiz beat here for you. 1858, the Can-Can was performed for the first time in Paris. 1858, 1849, same day, the first tattooed man was displayed as a carnival act and a show and exhibition at the Franklin Theater in New York City in 1840.
Well, that guy's out of a job now.
The tattooed man. I mean, my God.
See that on the street.
Do you have tattoo? I think I asked you this once before. I forgot. Do you have tattoos?
0.
Flounder, you have a whole bunch. You got a whole like arms full and stuff. You got a bunch
sleeve.
I don't
have a sleeve, but I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 on my right arm.
Yeah. I have a brand, USMC brand, and I have little dots, tattoos from where I had my cancer treatment, so I had to zero in the X-ray stuff.
Those don't count.
But those don't count. I do not have a tattoo. I just paid for my daughter. Oh my God, we're going to do this in a minute. Hold on. Are you ready for this? And again, I want to be a good daddy. My daughter Jennifer, I mentioned on October 5th. Or 6th, was celebrating her 20th year of sobriety. She was a cocaine and heroin addict. And she's been clean and clear for 20 years as of October 6th. Actually, October 4th. I'm sorry to get all the dates confused with the Jewish thing and stuff like that. Okay, so 20 years clean. And she's got a bunch of tattoos from years and years and years ago. She has a dragonfly, and she has a sunset or something or other on her shoulder and whatever. So, last time I saw her, she came to visit vacation when I went out to see her. I took her to one of those metal places so she could get another metal thing in her nose or whatever. And now she wants to commemorate this, very important to her. And I quizzed her about this, and I told her something else. She said she wanted to get a tattoo of the number 20 in a special design for her 20th anniversary. That was that important to her. And I tried to talk her out of it. I said, sweetie, tell you what, why don't you design a necklace that has the word 20 in it, and it's got special things or something, and I'll have it built, and I'll buy it for you. And she said, no, she really, really wants this tattoo of the special 20 thing. So I said, well, okay, $250 an hour is what tattoo artists charge now. Jesus.
Sucker.
And I said, sweetie, there's got to be somebody. She says, Dad, I wouldn't trust anybody else. I mean, there's too much, $250 an hour? Oh my God. So I sent it to $250. I want it as a down payment, I think, but holy crap. Anyway, but screw it. What the hell? This is my legacy. This is when I die, instead of getting $250, she'll get the tattoo and she'll remember, oh, my dad got this for his will. So there you go. Anyway, it's 4:39. Every day I'm trying to be a good daddy, and I know it's too late. It's anyway, he's in the back. He's not there now. 4:39, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Happy Monday. Oh, yeah, see, that's on Monday. We got all these tweets, we got memes, we got people responding, we got YouTube folks, stuff like that. So we got a little thing we like to call Pete's Tweets.
Sad news over the weekend, Kimmer.
Oh, what do you mean?
The nation's last standing big-time Kmart has closed its doors.
I heard that. That's right. I remember Kmart as a kid. They were huge everywhere.
Everywhere. Memorial Day. They were
God.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
The blue light bargain basement is behind us now.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, they did. We used to joke about it, but you know
Everything.
what? Everybody went to Kmart for something.
That's right.
Batteries or a hoagie or
Rich
something.
Rich or poor, country club or not,
right.
everybody went to Kmart.
Last full-size Kmart in Bridgehampton, New York is closed. A small version is still outside of Miami. They have one little place left. Kmart merged with Sears a few years ago, but it didn't work. Sears and Kmart have closed more than 3,500 stores and cut about 250,000 jobs in the last 15 years.
Holy smokes.
Amazon.
And Walmart's still, I guess, going okay. I don't know. I guess Walmart's still flowering. I mean, they're not. Yeah,
kicking butt.
Yeah.
And Target, they're doing okay. Headline in the Atlantic magazine, Trump is speaking like Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini. So Glenn Greenwald says, well, when you spend 8 years calling a person every bad name you can think of, including Hitler, only to see it's not working, so you desperately decide the only thing left for you to do is call him all the bad names at once.
In fact, there was a story over the weekend that said, well, the left has made it official. They're losing like crazy, so they're going back to Trump as Hitler, which is one of their original. But that's all they got, either racism or Trump as Hitler. So they decided they got to come all the way back around to Trump as Hitler again.
As someone pointed out today about whether you believe Dominion voting machines are hacked or not, whether they're up and up and not. Third world countries can hand count millions of ballots and have you the results that night. Yeah. And we have these computers and machines and all these states, including Georgia, saying, well, we're not going to have the election results that night.
Doesn't India
That's BS.
still have results? India,
Mexico, they both use voter ID. Are you kidding me that the poor Indians can get a voter ID, but poor Americans can't?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's all lying and cheating. Yeah. Here's today's example of how inefficient the federal government is. Kamala's administration released a video bragging about how they're helping the hurricane relief victims by showing it taking 15 government workers to pass a 12-pound log 30 feet and throw it on a pile of wood. 15 strapping young men to hand a 12-pound log to each other over 30 feet. If each of them would pick up the same damn log and walk it over, it'd have been done in 2 minutes. This is exactly why Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is needed desperately.
Man, will that be unbelievable? Imagine Elon Musk with a pair of scissors in the budget room. Oh, man.
He fired 75% of Twitter. Yeah. Have you noticed one difference in Twitter? Not one. The Democrats tweeted 45 years ago, the Department of Education was created. Trump and Vance's Project 2025 will eliminate it. So Greg responded, in 1979, the percentage of people ages 14 and older who were illiterate was less than 1%. Today, it's upwards of 16%. 19% of high school graduates in the U.S. cannot read. This is what 45 years of government education has given us. Thank you, Jimmy Carter.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Max points out that if a study finds red meat is not killing you, everybody gets mad and Harvard responds with a study. But put Captain Crunch's Ocean Blue artificially flavored maple flavored syrup on the shelf and target kids with it and nobody bats an eye. There's also a bright pink Fruity Pebbles syrup too. Rob Schneider tweets that people who make this should be in prison for deliberately poisoning children.
I'll tell you what. I mean,
it's diabetes in a bottle, basically.
Sugar
is
for kids,
Kids. From our good news department, actor and director Rob Reiner says if Trump wins, he will set himself on fire. Propane or natural gas there, meathead? Walmart announced it will be closed Thanksgiving so that all the self-checkout people can be with their families.
Self-checkout
nice?
People. All the machines, all the little machines.
Did you know?
Kimmer.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. With this dinner for one. Dinner for one. Does Honey Baked Ham have a ham for one?
I'll bet you they do.
It's probably a sandwich. Did you know if you have a pacemaker, which you have, right?
I have an ICD, which is basically a pacemaker, like a pacemaker. A little difference.
What happens to that after you're gone?
I think they take it out before they cremate me. I think they have to take it out. But after I'm dead and died, well, I don't know. Good question.
You can put it in your will to donate it to a dog.
Oh, no kidding. Can this go in a dog?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to change my will.
All right.
Are you serious? I had no idea. How come I, at this stage of my life, I've heard this for the first time?
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
In fact, Peter Burns of ESPN, when Georgia was winning the other night, says, they're eating the Longhorns. And by the way, if you want to help the North Carolina hurricane victims, you can buy a Christmas tree from a North Carolina Christmas tree farm to help them recover. So just look for it on the tag or ask them if they have something like that. And Radio Genoa tweets, in Poland, no one shouts in the street, Allah Akbar. There are no fake asylum seekers with knives and machetes. Women do not wear hijab or burqa, and no one relieves themselves on our streets. Families can enjoy a walk in the open air. Let's let Western Europe get back this way.
Wow.
Why are we putting up with this? Why are we? So if you want to let them in, let them in, but make them follow the damn rules and laws. Make everybody follow the damn rules and laws. None of this craziness. We do not have to put up with this craziness.
Well, again, it's a simple answer, a yes or no question. Somebody needs to ask her and put it on the record. Do you believe that there should be a limit on the number of people coming into America, yes or no? Should there be a limit, and what's the limit, and should they have to have some kind of qualification that would allow them to go to the head of the line? Should not we be allowing people who have something to contribute to America to come in first, and those who are just trying to flee a poor economy? I mean, my God, that's not the immigration program. We all believe in immigration, but for some reason we should accept you into the country on a limited basis for numbers, and that you should have something to offer us and sign the freaking book. Anyway, God.
Where are the women and children? It's all basically military-aged men.
Yeah, I remember all those Chinamen with the suitcases and the black suits and ties, with like hundreds of them. Jeez.
Well, we need railroads built.
446, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. Look out, here we go, look out.
Hey, it's Tug. The Morning Extra has you covered from 6 to 10, and Kimmer's got you on the ride home.
You know that stupid idea she has of the unrealized capital gain?
Oh, my God. Tell that story.
Your mom purchased her home 40 years ago, paid $50,000 for it, all paid off, which is great because mom is living on a fixed income. It's now worth $500,000. Kamala wants her to pay 25% of that gain, even though she has no plans on selling her home. Now, mom has to take out a $112,000 loan on the home to pay the 25% Kamala unrealized capital gain. Mom cannot afford that loan on her fixed income with rising inflation, so she loses the home she raised her family in and worked so hard to pay off. But don't worry, a big corporation will come in and buy her home and rent it back to her. They said you will own nothing and be happy. Do you now see how they will accomplish that? Drain your savings and tax you out of your home. Capital gains will also apply to your 401, etc. Do a lot of thinking before you elect this woman.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now the security riddle of the day. When times get tough, where do you keep your stuff? Answer, in a quality safe from the Safe House, of course. Don't go to a big box store and get a fake safe. That would be as effective as Joe Biden's fake border policy. For over 30 years, the Safe House has been providing the best quality safes on the market. Brands like Browning, Fort Knox, and Champion. And with the largest selection of safes on display in Georgia, we're confident we can help you pick the right safe to fit your needs. So drop by our huge showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hi, this is Ben.
And I'm Walt from Horizon Background Screening.
I would say anyone who's working in any industry could use our services.
A couple of the clients that people tend to not even think about are churches, volunteer organizations. We do a lot of background checks for referee associations. Anybody who's going to be around kids or older adults or anybody vulnerable, you really need to do a background check that includes a criminal history, a sex offender registry search, and anything else that's really relevant to your organization, just to make sure that the people who you're putting in touch with, kids and other vulnerable people, are who you think they are, and that you're not putting your clientele at risk.
So we're going to help you reduce your risk. We're going to help you hire the right person on the front end so that you don't spend all this time with training and all those kind of things and then realize that wasn't a good hire.
The best way for people to find us is on our website. A quick Google search of Horizon Background Screening, or look at us at horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Dun, 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 dun. I always thought it was kind of a weird song. Let's anyway. She wanted me. Paul's silly little love songs, I guess.
John. This is John.
Or John, yeah. But again, they called it silly little love songs. Anyway, 1965, the Beatles. Wanting to improve on a previous recording session, the Beatles started from scratch on a new song called Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown, finishing the recordings in 3 takes. They also began working on John Lennon's Nowhere Man. Let's play a little bit. It's Bob. Go ahead. It's a simple little song. You know, just but it was the Beatles. God, I almost feel bad for you guys. I really do. I'm telling you, in 62 was it? 62, 3, 4, in those 3-year period of the Beatles was just America changed it was unbelievable. Everything. The first time we saw, our parents doing the twist, and when they started getting, because the Beatles' hair was too long, went down to their collar. Anyway, let's go. Phone calls take priority. We got a couple of them. First, Swatoon, you're on the radio, my friend. What's up, sir? Welcome aboard. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, guys. Hey, what Pete just said about Muslims, I approve that message as a Muslim, because I don't want to live next to the crazy person who want to blow himself up in the name of the God. My motto is simple. If God really wants you to kill somebody, jump off the 10-story building, and if you survive, he really wants you to kill somebody.
Frankly, I don't even understand. I don't understand how a family could raise babies into children to believing that the best thing they can do is to murder people they don't like so that they can go to heaven and get virgins or whatever. I mean, I don't understand how that philosophy could still, on this day and age, talk about the space age, the internet age, the computer age, modern world. How is that even possible? I mean, honestly, I don't know. How could we not stop just the philosophy of teaching that to the next generation? I don't get it.
I mean, this is like too much of religion kind of stuff. It kind of corrupts you to the point that you believe that kind of stuff by people who are pure evil. Second of all, when it comes to, like you just said, this 21st century, in India, for instance, they used to, doctors used to blame women who know that the kid's sex is decided by the male's, sperm kind of part, and they still blame the females.
Well, in England, too, in Britain, they blame the kings. I mean, I blame the Queen. I mean, if they didn't get a man offspring, then they blame the Queen for it. It's never her fault. Anyway, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but, we live in the idiocracy kind of world. I mean, I thought I saw everything, but, from war to, now I'm just am I the crazy one who's actually the crazy?
Well, in a good way. You're crazy in a good way because you're doing the right things. You did the right thing. You're coming to America for the right reason, being American for the right reasons. That's all you can do. And talk about immigration. Swatoon's a perfect freaking example. I mean, of a guy who, is serving. Well, I mean, it's just, doing it the right way. And I mean, I don't know why you're not offended every minute of every day for these people who are sneaking in and getting all the crap that you had to work for and still do.
Well, I am, because I work for my green card, I had to wait, about 10 years to get it, and then I had to pay so much money, and now it's just, I was pissed before, when I heard before they want to give the, Hispanics the green card, and here's me getting
and free lawyers. Free lawyers too, Swatoon, so that when they come in, they get taken care of and say, here's your lawyer, here's the paper, we'll get back to you, come see us in a little bit, and we'll get you through the thing. It's unbelievable. Oh, man.
Well, all I can say is welcome to America, and let's just make it great. I mean, that's why I like Trump. Yeah. And I don't like him per person. I don't know if I would be
I'm not a Trump. Yeah.
But I like his policies, and that's all that matters, because those policies gonna make my kids have food in the fridge.
Yes.
Gonna have my wife, be able to stay home and take care of the kids. And of course, I'm gonna work until I die, pretty much. Yeah. Hopefully not, but
well, anyway, safer for all. Swatoon, thank you. A pleasure as always, my friend. 455. Claudette. Well, that was a very cool Everly Brothers song. Claudette. Claudette, you're on the radio. Hey, doll, how you doing? What's up?
Hi, Kimmer. I just wanted to let you all know that if Kamala wants to prove that she worked at McDonald's, all she has to do is to write to the Social Security Administration send a $62 check, and they can give you copies of printouts of your Form W-2 for any year from 1978 to the president. But she won't.
Oh, that's another thing. And by the way, Claudette, isn't it amazing that the media, just like J.D. Vance has made the point today, the media should be all over this. If they can catch her if they could catch Donald Trump in a lie about his work process, if they could catch J.D. Vance in a lie about, and again, it just goes to show that just like her vice president, False Walsh, she also too had to make up somebody else's life because hers wasn't good enough. How much lack of character do you have to display before people see through you?
She's a liar. And I want to shout out to the YouTube Mafia.
Well, sweetie, I'm so glad you called, Claudette. The YouTube Mafia, we love you guys. And Semper God Bless America, 457. In fact, we may have a little something surprise for Claudette here in a second. A good surprise and a happy one. By the way, I mentioned our last birthday thing, and we're going to do a Flounders Funny here in a second. Our last birthday thing, I mentioned that Kanye's ex-squeeze, Amber Rose, was 41 on this day she was born. Well, another Kanye's ex-squeeze, Kim Kardashian, born on this day, and she's 44. Kanye West had two lover-wife type people born on the same day, 3 years apart. I don't know why I find that so freaking amazing. It can't have been planned. Anyway, 457, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-12. A little Flounder's funny for you. What do you got there, Flounder?
You know where I get a lot of fights with are with, dog parents, I don't care if you have animals. I just like seeing animals do what they're supposed to do. That's all. I live near SeaWorld, all right? When orcas started eating trainers, I bought a season pass. That's what they're supposed to do. We named them killer whales, all right? Because sometimes when you're a dog parent, it gets a little off. I did a show with a dog parent. I knew we weren't going to get along from the start because I'm backstage going to my notes, and she wasn't going to notes. She was backstage open mouth kissing her dog. That's the right response. Thank you. She looks at me like I'm the freak in the room. She sees me all grimacing, uncomfortable. She's like, well, you have kids, right? I go, yeah. And she goes, well, can your kids even do this? I said, sit on my lap and make out with me? Legally, no. And this is when the crazy starts to unravel, when they start talking to the dog, right? She's like, ignore that big bad man. What do you want for dinner tonight, honey? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? Chicken or fish? And then she looks at me and she says this. She goes, you know what, sir? I believe that all animals should be treated equally, if not better than people. I go, really, all animals? All animals? What about chicken and fish? I feel like I'm seeing some inconsistencies here. This is why you need to stay in your lane and don't judge other people, because she got defensive and she got mean, and I came right back at her. She said, well, you just need to know that those little kids of yours, those little kids, they could never fill your heart in the way my dog does. That's so mean. I was like, whatever, maybe that's true, but you just need to know your dog is going to die way before my kids.
That's one of the funniest guys we've ever had on. I remember him. I can't remember his name.
Nickerson.
What is it?
Dustin Nickerson.
Man, he is hysterical. Flounder, more of that will not hurt anybody. By the way, coming up once again, how Delta Airlines has said, screw you, United States Marine Corps, and screw you, veterans, and apparently Delta hopes that you all commit suicide. So we'll have more on that coming up here shortly. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly my ass. They don't care. They're trying to stop women from preventing his suicide. Dirty, rotten scoundrels. Delta my ass. 5 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Rats.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Minimum wage hits the campaign trail. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Vice President Kamala Harris says the current federal minimum, $7.25 an hour, adds up to just $15,000 a year for working full time.
I absolutely believe we must raise minimum wage, and that hardworking Americans, whether they're working at McDonald's or anywhere else, should have at least the ability to be able to take care of their family and take care of themselves.
Harris also says she did work at McDonald's as former President Trump continues to accuse her of lying lying about it. Harris holding events in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin today with former GOP Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who says some Republicans are worried about political violence, but that they can vote for Harris and never have to say a word about it. This as Trump spends the day in another swing state, North Carolina.
I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation, I will stop the invasion, and I will bring back the American dream.
That rally in Greenville after the former president got a firsthand look at some of Hurricane Helene's worst devastation in the Asheville area, pledging to help rebuild if elected. Trump also suggesting again that some disaster money was diverted to handle a migrant crisis, which FEMA denies. A new poll finds most voters are unhappy about the economy and split on which candidate would make it better.
7 in 10 say the country's going in the wrong direction. About half describe the economy as poor or very poor in this new Associated Press NORC poll. It asks which candidate would do a better job on specific aspects of the economy, with the majority liking former President Trump's plan for more taxes on foreign products and Vice President Harris seen as better for middle-class taxes and lowering the cost of housing. Voters are about evenly split on who'd do better with jobs and unemployment and prices for groceries and gas.
Fox's Chris Foster. A Washington Post poll finds a statistical dead heat in all 7 battleground states. America is listening to Fox News.
If your approach to everyday aches and pains is to mask them, feel better for a few hours only to have the pain return and then repeat the cycle all over again, it's time to try Relief Factor. And the good news is Relief Factor makes that easy. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. Instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it. How? Well, its unique formula of ingredients helps support your body's response to inflammation. Relief Factor was developed by doctors. It's 100% drug-free, and for so many people, the results are game-changing, even life-changing. So give it a try. Right now, their 3-week quick start is just $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. See how in a few weeks or even days, Relief Factor can reduce your pain. When you feel better, life is just better. So don't mask pain. Fight it naturally with Relief Factor.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of flank. Ready on your dog. Target. One to the rear. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. 504 on 106.3. Here's the number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Man, if you just got out of work, just joined us going home, welcome aboard. Now, hold on, because we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. And I can't get over the story of Donald Trump at McDonald's. I think that means a million different things. I really, really do. And also concerning what it means to a vice president's side piece. And we got all that stuff going for you. But and also sports. Pete Davis, we're going to, Holy Crap at Sports is going to be, in fact, we're going to go a long time. In fact, if you want to start early, we can start early, honestly, because we got a lot of, what's the matter, Flounder? We're okay with you?
Yeah, I was going to say, if he wants to go early or late, he can do whichever. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's so many. There's huge,
no rush today.
There's huge, obviously, Georgia football stuff. There's huge Falcons football stuff, and the baseball playoff World Series. I mean, it's what a great kind of weekend of coming together of really important sports issues. So, also, I was flabbergasted, and I'm going to get back to the news here thing. Pete, particularly, I was flabbergasted. Watched a little baseball this weekend, and I don't think I've seen a chart like I saw. I don't know whether it was Schmaltz doing it, Schmaltzy, or somebody, but there was a chart, and it had the 5 pitches of this guy, and it was the 4-seamer and the RPMs and the strikeout rate. The 2-seamer, RPM, strikeout rate. The slider, I mean, it was unbelievable. It had the batting average against each time he threw that particular pitch, and I'm thinking, holy crap, how
too much.
I mean, first of all, it can't make any sense because every day is different. If the wind's blowing or if it's hot or it's cold, you throw a different pitch. I mean, that can't possibly really be a scientific thing. I mean, your mind would go nuts trying to figure out all this stuff, wouldn't it, or not? I mean, I don't know anything about modern day pitching. Tell me if I'm wrong. And you're not old as I am, but you remember fastball, curveball, and that would, big. And the real thing that changed baseball, other than the spitball, which is illegal, the first legal thing was the forkball. The split finger. But now they got, oh my God, there's all these pitches and they all have their own rates and spins and rates of hitting or not. Oh my God, it's driving me nuts. How can you possibly work with that? What?
Well, I'm just waiting because you've asked me 3 questions and you didn't pause any of the time for me to answer.
It got me very upset about what's going on in sports here, so please.
Every time I see those graphics with all those, analytics and stuff, all I think about is Greg Maddux saying, you know what, I'd throw a pitch depending on how they swung on the last one.
Yep. And again, shall I repeat the quick Greg Maddux story that was on his documentary that I saw when he was telling the story when Leo Pisoni was rocking back and forth, old Leo at the benches of the pitching coach, and he came out to the mound. Bobby wanted to pull him. Bobby wanted to pull Maddux, and so Leo Pisoni came out to the mound, and Greg says, he said, "Give me 2 pitches." And Leo said, "What are you talking about?" He said, Greg Maddux said, "Give me 2 pitches. I'm going to throw this one down and away," so he's going to foul it off, and then I'm going to throw one high and inside, and he's going to pop it up to Chipper Jones at third base. And Leo said, okay. He goes back to the dugout, and Bobby's fuming. Bobby's going, check him out first from. And sure enough, the first pitch that Maddux threw was down and away, and the guy missed it. And the second pitch was up and in, and he popped up to Chipper Jones at third base. He's son of a bitch. He said he did it. I mean, again, the man was a win. And anyway, and all this new stuff, it would just drive me nuts, I think.
Yeah. He also said, if you're the batter and you're trying to figure out with analytics and everything what I'm throwing, he says, I'm throwing an 89 mile per hour slider or sinker, and you're not even going to swing at it.
Yeah. So, anyway, we got a lot of fun stuff, a lot of sports coming up here. All right, 5:07. All right, here we go. Little Kimmer thing, here with the thing. And again, this story was buried. I don't know anybody else has got this. Fox finally covered it over the weekend, but again, it's like taking it out with the garbage on Friday nights and stuff. Nothing much happens. Okay, here's the story. I'm going to play soundbite number 1 here. A woman named Jocelyn Moran is a reporter somewhere in the Bay Area of San Francisco area on television. And she was the first one who I actually know of that covered this story in its entirety. The story is this. A woman named Catherine Banks is a Marine Corps veteran. She spent 22 years in the Marines. She was on board the Delta flight at San Francisco to visit her family a few days ago, wearing her dark gray outfit, and sat in her extra legroom seat, which she paid extra for, extra legroom. She was wearing a shirt. It said, "Do not give in to the war within. End veteran suicide." That's what it said. We now bring you the report from this woman, Jocelyn Moran, I believe is her name, who picks up the story where you're going to hear now Catherine Banks, the 22-year Marine Corps veteran, explaining what happened to her because of this sissified freaking liberal Democrat slime bag on Delta Airlines. Flounder?
A male flight attendant was saying, ma'am, and I was looking around like, who's he talking to? And it was me. And he said, you need to get off the plane. And I was like, what did I do? He said, that shirt you're wearing is threatening. I said, are you kidding me? I'm a Marine Corps vet. I'm going to go see my Marine sister who's 22 years in the Marine Corps, right? And 15 years working for the Air Force. And I'm going to visit her. And he said, I don't care about your service, and I don't care about her service. That shirt you're wearing, the only way you're going to get back on the plane if you take it off right now. I turned around, and so he couldn't see the front of me, and took the shirt off and put the sweatshirt on. It was giving me anxiety. I'm sorry.
She tells us she was allowed back on the plane, but not allowed to sit in the extra legroom seat she paid extra for. Instead, she was told to sit in the back of the plane. The flight was delayed, and she missed her connecting flight. On its website, Delta's contract of carriage says it may remove passengers from the aircraft, quote, when the passenger's conduct, attire, hygiene, or odor creates an unreasonable risk of offense or annoyance to other passengers.
Catherine Banks, 22-year veteran of the Marines. And again, I don't think you have any idea what it would mean in terms of the sacrifice for a woman to spend 22 years in the Marines. And again, that's not a sexist comment. That's a freaking, check it out in your own head. Can you imagine your mother, your sister, your girlfriend, your wife, your daughter spending 22 years in the Marine Corps? And by the way, those women are freaking tough Marines too, by the way. I remember the one who knocked a freaking NCO on his ass at the NCO club at Camp Pendleton one night when he gave her some lip and she hit him so hard he didn't wake up for a day. Anyway, this woman, Catherine Banks, 22 years old, they said, this little fairy little sissy freaking Democrat flight attendant boy says, I don't care about your service in the Marines. I don't care about your sister's service either, because she was wearing a Stop Suicide shirt. Catherine Banks said, I feel like they took my soul away. I'm not a bad person. And that T-shirt, I should be allowed to support myself and veterans. And then when she got back, they had given up her seat. Okay, here's what Delta said. The matter with the customer has been resolved. We appreciate her patience as we continue to work to understand what occurred during this event. Most importantly, we are thankful for her service to our country. You freaking scumbags. Did you hear an apology in that? Did you hear the... And by the way, how about the CEO of Delta Airlines getting up in front of the freaking microphone publicly and saying, I am so sorry that happened. That slimy little freaking liberal Harris supporter has been fired and blackballed. A scumbag like that should never serve anything involving Americans who happen to maybe serve their country once in a while. Slimy little scumbag. Trying to stop a woman from wearing a T-shirt that says stop veteran suicide? Ooh, that's really offensive, Delta. You slimy scumbags. Not only did they not apologize and fire the bastard who did it, they didn't do squat. They should give that woman a free ticket, a free pass for Delta Airlines. In fact, for any freaking airline in America that flies anywhere they want, and anytime she wants to make a flight, she should call his personal cell phone. The guy, who the hell's running Delta anyway these days? We know his name. Somebody give me the name of the Delta Airlines CEO. It's probably some freaking foreigner. And he should give her his freaking cell phone, and whenever time she wants to go on an airline flight, she calls his cell phone and says, here's where I want to go, and he says, I'll take care of everything. And then he gets her transportation, he gets her tickets first class, he gets her meals, he gets her a place to stay, and he gets her a freaking chauffeur to wait on her every minute she's wherever she wanted to go, even if it's on vacation across the freaking world. You dirty, rotten, slimy scumbag. Fire him, fire him, fire him. And here's my quandary. I love Delta Airlines. I don't fly anything but Delta Airlines. And you can kiss my ass, Delta Airlines. I love flying with you, and now you're probably going to put me on a no-fly list and then see what happens. You think I'm upset now? Oh, baby, just try it. God, you freaking loud. Who's the CEO of Delta Airlines? Somebody give me his name, and let's start making a little something here to say, where's our apology? United States Marine Corps, you punk sissy.
Ed Bastein.
Ed what?
Ed Bastein.
Ed Bastein?
Bastain.
Bastain. Bastion. Frenchman. Bastion. Yeah, well, Ed Bastian, you owe that woman an apology and a free ticket, and you owe me an apology. Because just thinking about this stuff, you slime bag. Delta CEO, Ed Bastian. Hey, we're waiting to hear from you, Ed. 404-741-1230. Oh, that's right. I don't count. I'm nothing. Sorry. My bad. Nobody cares. Forget it. Peach next. Peach next.
Fan and Extra 106.3 are proud to salute all those who've served our great nation at our 2024 Veterans Day Golf Classic. Friday, November 8th at Heritage Golf Links. Join all your favorite fan and extra personalities for a day of golf, prizes, and fun, all benefiting our friends at the Warrior Alliance. Special thanks to Georgia Power, Harris Cherokee Casino, Corona, Scana Energy, Window Traditions, Two-Way Radio Gear, Panther Plumbing, and Zero FG Energy Drink.
The Upper Deck Golf Experience is coming to Truist Park November 21st through the 23rd.
Upper Deck golf events let fans play a round of golf throughout Truist Park, from the upper decks down to custom greens on the field below, all while enjoying great music, cold drinks, delicious food, and multiple golfing challenges. With tee times ranging from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., there's a slot that can fit your schedule. Book your tee time today at braves.com/upperdeck.
It's fall, y'all. And no matter what your family has on the plate, Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. If you're headed to a game, then tailgate in style in the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds everything you need for the tailgate and keeps the most precious cargo, your family, safe. Maybe you're just taking a ride up to the mountains to see the leaves, or driving to spend time with the family. Wherever you're headed this fall, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. And we're proud to offer you so much more than a car buying experience. At Subaru of Gwinnett, we extend that saving to our amazing and reliable service department, where you'll get unmatched service and specials you'll love during our fall service event. Visit us on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and let us show you how our family can take care of your family. Or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel Blowers. The weather has changed, and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the leaves this fall with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make the fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Could the fate of America's children be tied to the fate of our nation itself? Much like abortionists who end the lives of the unborn, the left is determined to undermine the pro-life movement. First, they target the babies. Then, they come for the rest of us. Preborn stands as a beacon of hope for the most defenseless among us, preborn babies. Every day, Preborn's network of clinics rescues an average of 200 babies while surrounding the expectant moms with God's love and offering of free ultrasound. Rescuing the miracle of life has never been more crucial as we navigate this time of moral decline in our country. Will you join Preborn in protecting the least among us? For $28, you can sponsor an ultrasound and double the chance a baby has at life. If you have the means, $140 helps rescue 5 babies, or $15,000 buys a new ultrasound machine. So donate securely. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com. That's preborn.com/Beck. Go there now. Sponsored by Preborn.
All right, I got now 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. 519. Hey, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
The Falcons went back to falconing yesterday by reverting to their default position, which is sucking. They got spanked at home 34-14 by the Seahawks, the mighty Seahawks. A mediocre team led by sure-not-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback Geno Smith, who the Falcons made look like Warren Moon in his prime. It started badly when the Falcons got not one, not two, but three false start penalties in their first drive at home. Twice during the game, they stopped Seattle on third down, only to give them a first down by roughing the passer or hands to the face. Undisciplined, unwatchable effort. So they're now 4-3. The only bright spot was watching Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier tear up the Seahawks defensive line like Patton through Europe. So let's throw the ball more. Because guess what? Kirk Cousins is your quarterback and has all the mobility of a refrigerator in a U-Haul.
That thing at the end.
Young Wade Koo also missed a field goal. Totem poles move more suddenly than Kirk Cousins. Finally got to see Michael Penix Jr. for a few snaps. And, of course, what they have him do, let's hand him off every other time. Let's let him throw the ball around. We don't want to see that.
Start slow.
How's he hand the ball off?
First gear,
Falcons visit Tampa Bay next Sunday. They promise to do better, that they all realize that was a piss-poor effort, and they're going to try better. So, maybe.
Interception.
The Cowboys finally figured out a way not to lose at home or anywhere else. Don't schedule a game for that weekend. But the internet never sleeps. A new meme out shows Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott shilling for his new cologne. It's called INT.
INT.
Here's the slogan. For those nights when you don't want to score.
It smells like weasels.
2 Monday Night Football games tonight. Ravens visit the Buccaneers, Chargers at the Cardinals. Yesterday, 49ers receiver Ricky Pearsall made his debut in the loss against the Chiefs. Pearsall was shot by a robber in downtown San Francisco in broad daylight before the season, which caused CFB Home to tweet, "He got shot and still came back before Christian McCaffrey."
Oh, man.
Cold.
That's hard.
After going up 10-0, the Titans had 0 net yards on first down the rest of the game.
Oh, man.
Zero. You know how hard that is to do?
I know. I
can't. On average, if they had spiked the ball every time on first down and just skipped straight to second down, they would have been better off because there's no chance of a turnover. Thank your lucky stars. The Falcons did not sign Deshaun Watson. The oft-injured and more oft-sued Browns quarterback tore his Achilles tendon and is out for the season. He'll never be the same.
No.
The arm and shoulder shot, the body shot, the mind is shot, the soul, the morals are everything.
I agree.
The Baltimore Police Department announced today that John Callis arrested. He turned himself in. Callis charged with first-degree aggravated assault, 3 counts of second-degree assault, allegedly attacking Commanders fans. The first-degree aggravated assault carries a maximum penalty of 25 years in prison.
Whoa.
Each second-degree assault charge carries up to 10 years in prison.
Good. Now we'll see. We'll see how the system works. Because I got it on tape. You could see it.
Yeah, laughing about it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Texas is back. College football now. Texas is back.
Are they?
Yeah. Back to blowing the big games. Georgia silenced the critics with a resounding beatdown in Austin, 30-15 over the Longhorns, 23-0 at halftime, mainly because the Bulldogs' defense had both Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning seeing ghosts in the backfield. I guess that Dr. Pepper commercial is wrong. Quinn does indeed need backup. Some very questionable calls in that game, causing head coach Kirby Smart to say afterwards they had beaten the Texas team, the crowd, and the referees. Smart even pointed out the entire ESPN College Game Day crew picked the horns. That's always a problem when everybody is on one side. Texas has been fined $250,000 by the SEC for the fans delaying the game by throwing bottles on the field, which seemed to give the refs time to change their call on one controversial interception. Not a good precedent to spend and send. Matthew McConaughey actually issued a statement today saying, come on, that's beneath us. We don't do that. You know, the call was bogus, but this is beneath us. The SEC says it will not suspend alcohol sales at the stadium for now, but might in the future if this continues. They could lose a playoff home game if this keeps up there in Royal
at least
Memorial Stadium.
I don't remember that. When's the last time do you remember the last time that a crowd did that kind of damage with actual bottles? I don't mean paper plates, but I mean bottles and stuff like that.
As somebody pointed out, remember, and it was I think it was Chipper Jones. It was Chipper Jones last game.
Chipper Good,
playoff game.
It was the one-game playoff.
the infield fly rule, which was not an infield fly rule, it was a complete bogus call, just like the Herb Beck and Ron Gant, the whole Jeffrey Meyer thing.
Push
there
off
was
the first base.
It landed in left field, and they called it infield fly rule. It cost the Braves the game pretty much, and the fans threw stuff on the field. It didn't reverse the call there, though.
Yeah. Well, this was ugly.
But anyway. Yeah, and both my books, I Love Texas, I Hate Oklahoma, and The Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football, I tell the story of former Horns head coach and legend Darrell Royal when he was a quarterback for the rival Sooners. A lot of people forget that. He was a Sooner first. Yeah. After one penalty, the fans in Austin were so angry, they started pelting the players with Coca-Cola bottles. Wow. Now, remember, this is back in the 50s.
Those were heavy glass bottles, 40s. My friends.
Yeah, those were the big glass, not that plastic wussy stuff that was coming down. So Darrell Royal told he and his teammates huddled at midfield. He was the first to get to the 50-yard line. Said, I was hopefully out of range of the Texas fans and their strong arms. Saying later, if they did manage to nail me with a bottle, they were going to have to earn it.
50-yard bottle toss, plus another 20 or 30 yards from the stand. So that's a pretty good throw there.
Yeah. Even Hawks point guard Trae Young, no fan of Texas since he matriculated at Oklahoma, tweeted, throwing beers onto the field is going to be a new strategy to stall. Fans take notes.
Oh, well, that's
he's right.
Bad news.
One of the best signs seen before the game was Georgia cooks their brisket in the microwave.
Oh, man, that's cold. Yowie. That's like making homemade grits, except you do it instant or something. No, that's not good.
I make instant grits. I'm sorry.
I don't make homemade.
It takes too long to make the other one.
I make a great tuna noodle casserole. Oh, sorry. I'll get to that.
No, you don't. There's no such thing. Hot tuna should be stricken from the English language.
You were very ugly to my dish I made and put on Facebook. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you. That's right.
No. What I was ugly to was that ridiculous grilled cheese maker from 1902. I think the Tommies
Those things are
brought
great.
that back over from the war.
Those things are great. They're great. They make round, puffy grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, it had rust on it from the Crimean
old.
War.
It's old.
One of the best signs seen. Okay, it looks like Bevo just hates bulldogs. Even Kirk Herbstreit found that out. He brought his golden retriever Ben to meet the Longhorn mascot, who refused to charge the lovable doggy like he did poor Ugga a few years ago.
Yes, indeed. Remember that one. All right.
And someone needs to tell Cooper Manning, father of Arch, that he needs to get a cowboy hat that fits his head. That 10-gallon hat looked like a sombrero on his skinny noggin. It was pretty bad. And thank you to the nearly 1,000 people on Facebook and Twitter, the most ever, who enjoyed and responded to my Conway Twitty meme I posted Saturday night, showing that dude with the big hair crying in the stands and everything. I mean, I'm telling you, if you have more hair on top of your head than the face below, you need to put down the Aquanet. It's too much.
That's Kramer from Seinfeld, for crying out loud. That's a long time ago stuff.
And Carson Beck, I finally figured out who he looks like. He's a young Tom Petty.
Yeah, I saw that. It's
frightening how much he looks like Tom Petty.
Yes, it is.
Congrats to Fox Sports 1 analyst and former Texas player Emmanuel Acho for this nugget of joy before the game. Texas football is what a number one team is supposed to look like. They said Texas wasn't ready for the SEC, but the SEC wasn't ready for Texas. You sure about that? You sure about that? Anyway, Kirby Smart's record versus top 20 teams the last 4 seasons, 18-3. The average margin of victory in those 18 wins, 26 points.
Wow.
12.9 million viewers tuned into ABC to watch the game. Brett McMurphy tweets that, ironically, that's the same amount of bottles thrown on the field. It's amazing that it worked out like that. Unbeaten Indiana have outscored their opponents this season 80-0 in the first quarter.
Whoa.
The Hoosiers, the only team not to allow a point in the first quarter. Bad luck for Indiana. ESPN's College Game Day is coming to Bloomington this Saturday for their first tilt against Washington, but the Hoosiers will be without their starting quarterback. The poor kid's hurt.
Oh no. Well, there goes
things.
that idea.
And the Big Ten has issued a statement. If Oregon, Penn State, and Indiana all go undefeated, the Hoosiers will be held out of the Big Ten championship out of respect to the historical tradition of screwing over Indiana. That's what they're known for. The late, great Jeremy Ferguson pointed that out all the time. But anyway, this just in. Florida State is suing the College Football Playoff Committee to try and make them expand the playoffs to 128 teams. Auburn blew their lead in Missouri. The Tigers have played football since 1902. This is the first 5-year stretch that they've lost at least 5 games a season.
Ooh.
Mizzou quarterback Brady Cook left the game, went to a hospital for an MRI, returned to Faurot Field to lead the other Tigers to the comeback victory. Said, I'm not going to lose a game at my hometown in the hospital.
I'll be
so
damned.
good for him.
Good, yeah, absolutely.
Tennessee held off Alabama 24-17 in Knoxville, despite not scoring in the first half for the 3rd straight game. That hasn't happened to the Volunteers since 1963. And bet you don't see Bama players walking into an opposing stadium smoking big cigars again anytime soon.
No,
like
they're firing them right up there, too. I mean, I saw a lot of guys. Oh, my, can they do that? I thought that's probably illegal, isn't it?
It took less than half a season to lose the Saban mystique. Kristen tweeted, Alabama sinking faster than Natalie Wood.
Well,
she preferred to wash up on shore.
Oh, God, I had a huge crush on Natalie Wood.
She did. Another example of this ain't Nick Saban's Bama team, Crimson Tide freshman receiver Caleb Odom retweeted 2 tweets attacking Tide quarterback Jalen Milroe for not throwing to Caleb on the goal line. Odom has taken the 2 retweets down. Now imagine what Bear Bryant would do to a player, a freshman who turned on his teammate like that.
Well, he'd be gone. Yeah. It'd be over.
He would be gone. They only had 500 players on Bear Bryant's Alabama team, so he would be lost in the crowd. I remember watching the sidelines on Alabama game. There was no room on the sidelines for an Alabama team.
How could you possibly have 130 members? I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I'm seeing 3 out of every 4 kids grew up in Alabama to play for Bear Bryant, so they didn't care if they played or not. They could say they played for him, but at practice or something. Yeah, I guess.
Arizona State High School's kicking game is so atrocious, Kimber.
No, wait a minute. What do you mean high school? Arizona State's a university has graduated.
Oh, they're a university now?
Yes,
okay.
That's a university.
After their loss to the Bearcats, head coach Kenny Dillingham said, if you can kick and you're at Arizona State, email me. We're going to have kicking tryouts on Monday. I'm dead serious.
Cool. Somebody will show up for played soccer or whatever, or rugby or something. Yeah, absolutely cool.
Have you got any time left? Have you got any?
I could get over there real fast. Probably I could. I used to do our kicking as well as everything else.
It wouldn't be a football season without at least one player doing I'm a showboat, so I'm going to drop the football before I cross the goal line play.
I love these.
A defensive back for UCF did just that, nullifying his pick 6 by letting go of the ball before he even got to the 1-yard line. I mean, seriously. I mean, you have to wonder how some of these players even get enrolled in a college. I mean, he's dumber than a hammer.
The urge to be such a show-off that you forgot what you're there for.
Look at me. Southern Mississippi, East Carolina have already fired their head coaches. Oklahoma fired offensive coordinator Seth Luttrell. Utah OC has stepped down. And remembering Florida fans were calling for the head of Billy Napier, the Gators are 3-1 since their 1-2 start. All 3 wins coming by double-digit margins. They led the Volunteers before losing their starting quarterback and running back earlier this season. So they're on the rise. Yeah. The Pete poll is Oregon number 1, Georgia 2nd, Miami 3rd, Texas 4th, and Penn State 5th. AP also has the Ducks 1st. The coaches poll is Oregon, then UGA. But ESPN's FPI has Ohio State 1, Texas 2, Bama 3, Georgia 4, and Ole Miss 5th.
Oh, who did that?
I love that poll.
Who said that?
ESPN's Football Power Index.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
It's the analytics. It doesn't mean anything. None of it means a squat. Vanderbilt opens 19.5-point underdog at home against Texas. How much longer can I go here, Flounder, before you have to kick me out?
For as long as you need.
We'll figure it. We'll fix it. We'll be all right.
Major League Baseball got just what it's wanted since 1981, a New York-Los Angeles World Series between the Dodgers and Yankees. L.A. took care of the Mets 10-4, I think that was the score, in Chavez Ravine last night to win their National League Championship Series in 6 games, which was my prediction. The Yankees brushed a pesky Cleveland aside with just 3 batters carrying the load, Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto. Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase, the Clase of closers during the regular season, an earned run average of 0.61, was off in the playoffs. His ERA was over 10.
Yeah, unreal.
10. Josh Carey pointing out that once again Fox decided to bump an NLCS game featuring teams from America's top 2 markets, and they aired an unfunny cartoon instead. Once again, imagine the NFL putting up with that. Rob Manfred should be fired.
Yeah.
The Dodgers and Yanks have met 11 times before in the Fall Classic. For the Lounge Suite, Kimmer, how many World Series have the Dodgers won over New York Yankees?
2.
Higher.
7.
3.
No.
They've won 3. 50, for all the talk about the legend of the Brooklyn Dodgers, they won 1 World Series, and they were gone to L.A. 3 years later.
Yeah. The Yankees are the diamond. If you talk about a dynasty in early baseball, it's got to be the Yankees. I mean, and the Reds maybe, but it's the Yankees.
And the A's earlier before that.
A's,
1955, 63, and 81, the Dodgers won. Back in 81, that was the strike year, the split season. Yeah. Yankees went up 2-0. George Steinbrenner claimed he got mugged in an elevator, and the Dodgers turned it around and won it.
Oh, I forgot that story.
Remember that?
Oh, my God. 43 years ago. Yeah.
How much do you think the cheapest ticket for Game 1 in Dodger Stadium is going for?
This year, cheapest ticket that you can actually buy at the thing, well, I don't know, a couple $100, $200, $100, $300?
Higher.
$840.
Higher.
$7,000 if I won tickets.
Now you're just talking crazy. 1,000. 1,000 American dollars.
The cheapest?
For the cheapest ticket. Yeah.
And who gets the money?
The
Dodgers? I'm sorry. Do the Dodgers?
Or I don't know.
Is it in Major League Baseball and they split it? I wonder who gets that money.
They split it, I'm sure.
Jeez.
I don't. Wow. The Yankees have more World Series titles than the Dodgers, 27-7, 41 pennants to 25. But get this: the Dodgers have more Hall of Famers than the Yankees, 53-47. Yeah, I know. That makes no sense at all, does it? Yeah. By the way, which team has the most wins all time?
Most wins of their franchise probably Yankees. I would assume Yankees.
Yankees have 10,778. But the Dodgers have 11,022. You got to remember,
I'll be damned.
Which is weird because the Dodgers sucked up until the 1940s.
Yeah.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
Up until the 40s. And the Yankees had that, they had that lull back in the late 60s, early 70s. But still, that did surprise me. And here's a weird fact. The Mets are the first team in history to beat the Brewers in the postseason and not make the World Series that year.
Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of interesting.
I think it's happened 11 times, and all the rest of them made the World Series to that. Yeah. Okay, well, that's enough.
Pete Davis, 537. Pete, Kimmer, Flounder, or Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, or Flounder, Peter, and Kimmer. I think it's that. Anyway, 537. I gotta get off my back. I'm high.
All wealth in this country is owned by individuals, not by corporations. All wealth is held by individuals.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Sorry. Luckily, everything's fine. 537. How's it going? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. For the health insurance doctor, a new sponsor, new client. Man, I'm so thrilled about this because this makes sense. I love to tell you about things that I don't know anything about, but I'm starting to learn and tell you how to get the information you need. I don't know squat about trying to figure out healthcare policies and insurance things with enrollment, open year-round, or the preferred PO, PP, Obamacare. What are you kidding me? And holy smokes. If you are self-insured or self-employed or a small business owner, you've got this Cobra business and your bridge to Medicare over. Trust me, the health insurance doctor is the doctor to see. Worried about things like no copay when you see your doctor? That sounds like a great idea. How about zero deductibles? $0 deductibles. The health insurance doctor saving over Medicare, Obamacare by like 60%. They say you're going to save thousands of dollars every year with these plans, and it's a nationwide preferred something. Again, they'll explain it all. I got this guy's name is Steve. The health insurance doctor, honestly goodness, Steven will take care of you. It's a locally owned business. Steven's right there answering all your calls, and when he gets you fixed up, by the way, with things like premiums and insurance stuff and all that kind of stuff, you don't pay him a nickel. It's a free service to you. The health insurance doctor. Here's a phone number, 678-523-0759. The health insurance doctor. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net. Healthinsurancedoctor.net.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
Intelligent technology that's more intuitive. Electrified power wrapped in sporty elegance. Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan. The leader of the pack with a sensual interior, the C300 sedan is a driver's delight and paradise for passengers. Experience the 2024 C300 sedan today. Lease one today for just $509 per month for 36 months with $4203 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through October 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Look out. Here we go. 5:43. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Philander. And the Spencer Davis Group in 1965 recorded Keep On Running. They did it in London. The track went to the top of the British chart a couple of months later. I don't think I've ever heard this song. I've never heard this song. 1965. Spencer Davis Group, I'll be damned. I don't know this one. Well, good for them. Keep on running, baby. Judge Judy is 82. Judy Scheinblin. Judge Judy's 82 years old today. And a couple of sports things here, Pete Davis. First, a sports birthday. Zach Greinke. Greinke, 41 years old, former Cy Young award-winning pitcher. And on this day, 1975, one of the most famous home run trots of all time, starting with a two-hand wave. Carlton Fisk of the Boston Red Sox hits one in the 12th inning. Game 6, World Series against the Big Red Machine. A high fly ball going left. It's going left. It's heading foul. It's heading for the foul pole. And Carlton Fisk, you can see the video. He's jumping up and down. He's waving both arms. No, go to the right, go to the right, and it goes to the right, comes back fair. He pumps himself around the bases, and as I recall, a bunch of fans tried to swarm him, and he just literally shoved them off like they were peanuts or something, as I recall. That was 1975, the World Series, Carlton Fisk. Who will ever forget that video? And by the way, I found this astounding. The Philadelphia Filthies won their first World Series in 1980.
Yeah, 1980. They had last been in one in 1950.
I can't believe. I mean, it was unbelievable.
They sucked.
Yeah. Okay. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Oh, I did make another observation, Pete Davis, the other day watching football. University of Tennessee. I'm not making this up. I swear, the cheerleaders are all just one girl in a row for like 20 girls. They were the same. Ooh. It was the same. University of Tennessee cheerleaders.
Oh,
they had it's the same girl. It's one girl, and there are 20 of them. They are 20 twins. 20 twin girls. I said, well, now, wait a minute. Even their legs, I couldn't believe it. They're all freaking the same.
My only complaint with the SEC is that all the cheerleaders in the SEC look like 12-year-old middle school gymnasts. Where if you go to Southern Cal or Washington, they're all buxom Hollywood starlets, and they're the song girls and those white virgin wolf. Oh my God!
Easy.
They're real women. Let's put it that way.
Actual chicks, man. 540. God, it's 5:45 already. I can't even believe it. Holy crap! What have I blown the whole freaking thing?
No, we went long on Pete's play, so you can go to 48.
Oh, damn, Pete. We're good. By the way, do we know if we have golf tickets left for our Veterans Day Golf Classic?
I will check and see.
It's on November 7th, Thursday, November 7th, coming up. Heritage Golf Links in Tucker. I played there. I'll bet I played there 50 times over the years and years ago. Anyway, so we're going to have zip tie long sleeves for every golfer, breakfast, lunches, raffles and dinner awards and stuff. Corona Beer, Henry's Bakery and Deli, Scana Energy, Zero FG Energy Drink, Real Tree Apparel, Panther Plumbing, Two-Way Radio Gear, Kia Mall of Georgia. Just some of the many sponsors of our fun time Thursday, November 7th at a golf tournament, and it's going to be again in Tucker at the Heritage Golf Links. They have a little par 3 there. I can't remember what number it is. Boy, it's one of the hardest holes I ever played. Really cool greens, but it's really it's a fun
Tucker.
I barely even know. Sorry. 546, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. All right, here we go. We'll finish up the round here in just a second with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. There you go. A little something there on it.
I don't think he's going to commercial here.
I was checking with management. The event's sold out.
Oh, it is sold? Well, yes. Okay. Well, then can wish us well. How about that? Again,
there you go. So, I'm sorry, what are we doing?
We're going to a little break here at 5:47 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Are we?
He's doing
Are you sure about that? You sure about that?
So I was at the Kroger, and this chick, should I tell my Kroger? I didn't tell my other pickup story. Well, he's
go for it real quick. Go for it.
I won't come back and do it live. We'll come back and do it live.
XTRA 106.3's live commercial-free election night broadcast will be appointment listening on Tuesday the 5th. But you'll also be able to stream the video live on YouTube. Be here for the best election night conversation in Atlanta with live results and analysis from the conservative voices you know and trust.
This is the ballgame. This is for all the marble. This is like,
this is for the country.
Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and stream election night coverage across Atlanta.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Listen up. This is David Van Sant from Van Sant Law. I usually use this time on the radio to remind you if you're in an accident to make the right call to Van Sant Law. While this is true, this upcoming election is so important, I just need to speak from the heart and shift the focus from my firm to the future of this great country and urge everyone not only to go vote, but to make the right vote and to cast your ballot for Donald J. Trump 2024 to make America great again. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Paid for by Van Sant Law.
There you go, baby. Here am I. Will you left me here so I could sit and cry? Well, golly gee, what have you done to me? Well, I guess it doesn't matter
anymore. Buddy Holly. I always used to love this song. 1958, Buddy Holly's last recording session took place at Pythian Temple Studios in New York. The songs recorded included Raining in My Heart. That was a pretty song, too. Moon Dreams, I don't remember that one. And It Doesn't Matter Anymore, which is the number one hit. Pretty song. Oh, no, Flounder, there you go.
Everything and now I'm sick of trying. I've thrown away my nights.
Ended his life way too soon. The plane crashed the day the music died. On this day in history, in 1918, I don't believe this for a minute. 1918, Margaret Owen set a typing speed record by pounding out 170 words in 1 minute on a manual typewriter with no mistakes. Have you ever used an old Smith Corona? Flounder, I bet you've never even seen one. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever used an old typewriter?
I've used a typewriter before, but I'm not sure about the one you're referring to.
Well, I mean, a manual, there's no plug-in. It's all just manual. There's no plug.
Yeah, I've seen one. I don't know. I mean, I've never owned one or anything like that.
You've never actually typed
I've typed on it, but it was just, I mean, I want to say, I can't remember where I did it, but I do. I mean, like you said, it's all manual. It's like using a manual lawnmower or whatever with no motor.
Well, but think 170 words in 1 minute and no mistakes. You can't make your fingers go up and down because you have to push the things. Anyway, did we lose Pete?
He may have had to use the restroom or something.
I thought maybe he froze on us. And one more thing, and then we've got so much, and I'm running out of time. I'll have to do a better job. On this day in history, I thought this was fairly interesting. On this day in 1892, school children across America observed Columbus Day in 1892 for the first time by reciting the first time ever the original version of the Pledge of Allegiance, written by Francis Bellamy for the Youth's Companion. It was like their edition of Boys' Life magazine. 1892. This is the original version of the Pledge of Allegiance. 1892. I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was 1892. And then another early version, I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, so forth. And then, hold on a second, in 1924 to 1954, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, slightly different. And then the 1954 and current version, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And as I recall, at Lenox Square, I was giving the 4th of July Pledge of Allegiance to the Lenox Square 4th of July celebration. At Lenox Square, they have 1 million freaking people show up for the 4th of July celebration at Lenox Square. I mean, literally like 100,000, more than 100,000 people. And I was giving the TV, I was giving a filmed a Pledge of Allegiance. And I said, I mean, they came into my studio and said we're going to record this on TV, and it's going to be played on the big screen at Lenox Square for the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. And because I was on vacation, so I said we'll do it in advance. So they tape recorded it, and for the big screen at Lenox Square, 4th of July. I come back from vacation. I said to my boss, "How did it go?" He said, "Well, they didn't play it." I said, "What do you mean they didn't play it?" He said, "Well, because here's my version." I said this. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance the way it was meant to be." And I did the one, and I paused when I said, "One nation under God." I made sure we made sure. And because that was so offensive to the marketing managers of Lenox Square, they killed it and would not play my Pledge of Allegiance because I used the phrase, "Well, let's do it the right way, under God," and they wouldn't play it. So there you go. We're not all one nation. And then we have Delta Airlines and, offense, military people, Marines. Have we heard from, who's this guy? What's his freaking name? Ed Bastian, is he the CEO, they tell me?
Yeah, he hasn't called yet.
He hasn't called yet to apologize to every freaking Marine who ever lived and every freaking serviceman or woman who ever lived, including the Marine woman who spent 22 years in the Marine Corps and got dissed. And I just, oh my God, I can't even freaking believe it. That guy, he should be going to a podium making a public apology. The Delta CEO should be going to a public podium and making a public apology and saying, "Boy, was that wrong, the way that man, that sissy freaking Democrat Harris supporter treated that United States Marine Corps woman." He should not only apologize for what happened to her, he should fire the scumbag who did it and make sure that woman has a free ticket on Delta anywhere she wants to go forever. Yes, no apology, no nothing. "Well, we're working to resolve the situation." Please. Are you kidding me? You rotten scoundrels, honest to God. 5:55. Oh, mercy. And by the way, Donald Trump at McDonald's, I think this is a great story. He's got the McDonald's apron on. He's making fries. He's doing the fryer. He's giving out stuff. They're yelling, screaming. Let's play a little soundbite here, Flounder.
He fixed the ice cream machine on the way out.
That's right. As Pete noted, the ice cream machines were all working. It was unbelievable. Anyway, how about cut number 4, Flounder? Donald Trump having some fun with the little people at McDonald's in Pennsylvania.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can fake this, right?
And you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank you. Mr. President, please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it good.
Please.
We're going to make it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr.
Compliments
President.
of Trump.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you over there. Have a good time.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you. Bye, darling.
Have a good time.
Thank
Bye,
you.
darling.
Bye, darling.
Keep moving. You're holding up the line.
I mean, it's just cool. And again, Carmela's side piece tried to come out with this saying, "Well, it's just a photo op." Well, duh. Everything a politician does running for president is
Newsweek actually read a headline that said there's rumors on social media that the Trump McDonald's event was staged.
No, he was
somebody
just,
said, "Oh, no." He
stopped
a presidential campaign to get a side gig at McDonald's."
Yeah, he just said, "Hey, do you mind if I work here for an hour?" Evidence it was staged. Oh, my God.
Journalists are so stupid.
Yeah, Freedom Press. Hitler works at the fry machine at McDonald's. Yeah, Hitler was known for that. Helping the little people quite a bit. Oh, my God. And then, of course, the vice president's side piece has complained it was just a staged photo event, photo op. And J.D. Vance says, oh, my God, not only, obviously, it was a staged photo event because everything is, but why don't you then dare just go to the place where you said you worked as a kid, a young woman, when you were a freshman in college? And if that was true, then go back to that location and get all the people who, I guarantee, if that were true, the people who worked with Carmela's side piece when she was in college at the McDonald's would go, oh my God, I remember her, we had so much fun together, we did this, we had, for the time she dumped over accidentally spilled the fry machine or overturned the milkshakes. I mean, oh my God, there's got to be stories. So, the people who worked with her, you don't think they'd come out and say, oh my God, it's true, I was with her, I can prove it. Nothing. And by the way, why doesn't she go back there? Have a little campaign, but that would shut up Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's right there. I mean, this is like Claudette called in. Kimber Babe Claudette. Oh, sorry, my voice in here. Kimber Babe Claudette called in and said that she could, for $62 something, you can go to the Social Security office or whatever, and you can get your records of every pay stub that was in your name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's do a little of that then. Every year from 1976 or something like that.
They're saying this is below the belt politically to ask for her to prove this.
To prove that she's not.
She's got no proof.
Yeah, and not only that. Let's remember this is very important. Now, Fly, we got Fly's funny. She's so weak of character, just like false walls. They have to make up somebody else's identity to prove they're one of the little people, to prove they're part of you by faking it and pretending to be somebody else. Nucky's, Hoagies, Flounders, funny. What do you got there? Oh, my God, we're so late.
It's going to be tight.
I'd have a snack my entire childhood. Pre-game, halftime, post-game. Orange slices. Gotta have orange slices.
Orange slices.
There's a snack list. I had no idea there was a snack list till my first practice ever. I told all the parents we're not having snacks. This mom ran me down in the parking lot. We got that snacks. It's going to be a snack list. I said, we're not having snacks. No, we're going to have snacks. See, Jeremy can't play a whole game without snack. Jeremy needs a snack, or Jeremy can't play the whole game. Jeremy's not that good.
Over, give her Pete Flounder. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah, 6 o'clock.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.